Stupid.
All right. Peace and love. We live, man. We haven't been live in a minute. This is Daggersquad in the building. Brother Garfield podcast. Got my whole team supposed to come on, but they late. So you know they Daggersquad for real because they late. What's up, Kyle, man? What's up, man? Kansas in the building, man. We doing the damn thing, man. We doing the damn thing, man.
Yeah, we definitely
the people who everybody loves to hate because we just bring the real truth and people can't stand the truth. Sabio, what's up, man? Jump on, bro. You on the flyer? What's popping? Jody Breeze, Brendan Sims, what up? What up, man? Man, let me just share out the show. Let people know we live. I'm gonna be live in a minute. We got the 20 for 20 Scholars coming on, and I've done like a lot of interviews already. But I do have some what you call it, some good heavy hitters coming on, and it should be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It should be a good 20 for 20. And hold on one second. Yeah. All right. So what's up, Kaya? What are you up to, man? What do you want to see for the 20 for 20 Scholars? What do you want to see?
I want to see well, you know what I want to see. I want to see the depth to the Hebrew Israelite paradigm, but also I want to see us move past scholarship being only black in the black community. We got to start dealing with what's relevant and what's real facts. We got to make that transition at some point so we can catch up with academia, and at some point, start to lead it. And we can't lead by only having a certain kind of worldview that is against the system. And like Mika said, I want to see some black scholars, but at the same time, I want to see the findings of the white scholars too, so we can make a compare and contrast, and so that our people can see that the finest black scholars can hold their own with the finest of the white scholars. And that's what I want us to do is set that bar. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You on mute, bro.
Sabio, let me check your microphone, bro. Let's do a microphone check with you, man. Cause you got the special mic. What up?
What up, bro?
My man, sound no echo. That's what's up. Leave it like it is, bro. Don't mess it up. All right? Don't mess it up, bro. Don't mess it up. Hey, let me say this, man. I got two real people. I mean, I got the usual. I got the Bruce Haynes. I got Dr. Richard Carrier. I actually invited Jabari to be on with him on the 9th. Hopefully that would happen, because that's a conversation that needs to happen. I got the brother that wrote about Equiano. I got Jews of West Africa, the author for that. She confirmed today. I got Maggie Bryson, the Egyptologist. We're going to talk about the Exodus. I got Manfred Bitak, but he's coming in March, bro. I got Manfred Bitak. I got Asar Imhotep, who's going to be talking about Asar or Osiris actually being a foreign deity that's in Kemet. That's going to be huge. Smash going to make 100 videos about that when it's done. I can tell you that from now. Oh, man. And Smash is supposed to be on. I don't know where he's at mentally, but Smash, if you're willing to still come on, it's all good. I don't hold feelings. I got Reggie coming to do something about Black History Month. I got the Hebrew brother from Atlanta, Clark University, Anahim or whatever his name is. He did a presentation already. I already recorded him. I got Remy Yona already recorded. I got the brother from the Obadiah Alliance that made the Igbos official Jews or whatever. You're going to love that interview. There's a part 1 and a part 2. Remy Yona, you might not like that because I was being the interviewer. I never disputed him or not. You know how we feel towards Remy already. Unmute yourself. You know how we feel already. And I didn't do nothing. I let him talk the whole time, bro. I swear to you.
Nah, I was asking you to impress him, and not even a little bit.
No, I can't do that. I can't.
Man, you should have just brought me in for like.
What I'm going to do is I'm gonna play Remy's interview for like 45, 50 minutes. Then I'm gonna play the brother Medicine Shell and call it Two Igbos, Two Different Views. That's the fly. Let me put that fly up so everybody can see it. Two Igbos, Two Different Views. It's basically it's because remember, I'm interviewing. I'm not debating. When you're interviewing somebody, it's different when I'm in debate mode. For February, I'm on timeout. I put myself on timeout because I think it's only fair that hold on, go to system per unlock the screen by selecting the oh, I can't share on my what do you call it? Go to system preferences. Okay. All right. Okay, I see what I gotta do. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna show that in a second. Let me just do this with my computer real quickly. But it's gonna be a pretty interesting interview. I mean, they're gonna clip it and say, Garfield, he said this. He said the Igbos are. He said that all the oral tradition for Igbos are lies. I just want to tell you that right now. You see, and you gonna see my reaction.
Wait, this Remy
Young, he said all the Igbo traditions are lies. They're made up. He said the Nsuka find from 2,500 years ago, it's a lie.
What?
Yo, I'm telling you, listen, and Garfield will sit there with a straight face, and you gonna see some expressions like Garfield, get it? Nope, it's an interview. It's an interview. If it's March 1st, I would have got him. If it was January 31st, I would have got him. But this is for 20 for 20 with scholars. Hey, listen, man. It's all about growth, family. I can't beat up everybody every time.
But does he believe also, like the rest of the Igbos, that they used to be white though? Did you ask him that question?
No, I didn't ask him that. But he's gonna come. But he's gonna come back because of how great that interview was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What do you call it? You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come back. I'm gonna get him with the Igbo brother together. But if I don't get that in time, then that's gonna be the first interview I show on Monday, or probably tomorrow. I'll probably show it tomorrow. You know, but it's a beautiful, beautiful interview, man. Beautiful interview, man. Y'all gonna like that interview if y'all are Hebrew supporter and love that stuff. Terrell Peoples, you know what it is, bro. You know what it is. But again, hey, but when I spoke to Demoda, I was more because that brother is a beautiful brother, man. He's a smart. He's the one that said that the Igbos are Jews. He legalized it, right? And what happened now is that I started to question him. Y'all gonna like that one. Y'all gonna like that. Y'all gonna like that one. That was a beautiful interview. Beautiful interview. But yeah, man. I mean, when you're in an interview, you got to be an interviewer with certain things and do certain things certain ways. And I just want to say, I just want to give y'all props for supporting the Daggersquad or what do you call it? The Brother Garfield podcast or whatever. What do you want to say? What do you want to say, Sabio? Because you know you're Igbo. Come on, man. Come on in here, man.
No, I just want to say I just want to see these interviews, man. They sound like they're gonna be interesting and good, you know. And I wanted to ask you, did you get James Tabor?
No, I didn't. I don't want James Tabor for 20 for 20. He's not a fit for that. He's more of a New Testament scholar, and I'm not really. I don't really want to do that. I do have Myth, Vision, and Gnostic Informer. We're gonna do a roundtable. I do have a pretty interesting conversation about Malcolm X with Silent Heroes, the dude that made the movie about Elijah Muhammad. A lot of people go. It was a frank conversation with me, him, and Thunder. Man, we went in. A lot of y'all gonna be mad, but it was a frank conversation. You know what I'm saying? We had a conversation about if the Nation of Islam was involved, and people like to say, well, the FBI was involved, but I'm like, who actually did it? Were these guys members of the Nation of Islam? You know, based on the information, some of them were members. So how do you defend that? You know what I'm saying? Usual Sabio wants him to talk about Paul. Everybody know about Sabio and Paul, yo. There's no more secrets with Sabio, yo. Oh man, I gotta fix this. I actually reset my Mac computer, y'all. I deleted everything off my Mac. So my Mac right now, it's flowing better, but all of my stuff is in iCloud and I can't share right now because I gotta press something on my computer. Yeah, man. Courtney, you're not coming on, man. I thought you was Daggersquad, bro. What's up? Tamika Daggersquad, but she can't claim it because then she gonna have to stop being moderator on other people's channels.
You better keep that range, Tamika.
Keep that range, baby. Keep that title. Omar Reed, what's up? So Savior, let me go through who I'm actually gonna be talking to. Let me just let y'all know. Let me go through the list of everybody who I already interviewed already, and those who I'm gonna actually interview. All right, so of course, Asar Imhotep is on the 17th. I got Egyptologist Maggie Bryson. I got Edith Bruder. I got Bruce Haynes, Vince Coretta, Remy Iona, the brother Yohanatan Detmoda, Josh Boyne, Dr. Josh Boyne. I got Derek Bennett, the brother that talks about Osiris and all that Egyptomania stuff. I got Dr. Richard Carrier. I got brother Unk, brother Reggie. I got Dr. Mayat. I got Chuck Morgan. I may have Kip Davis, and then I have Gnostic Informant and Myth Vision, Fred Hawthorne, aka Barbershop Conversations. I got David Litwa, and I got the brother Anahim. That's and a couple more. But yeah, we gonna have some fun. Omar Reed, peace and love to you, man. Peace and love. All right. Any questions from the audience so I could put it on the board, and whoever from the Daggersquad want to join the conversation, because this is not about me today. It's about y'all. You know what I'm saying? So come on down, man. What's on y'all minds? Anybody have any questions? Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Anything else you want to touch on, Kyle?
I do want to call out the young guy Yasha. What's it? Yasha Ben Israel again. Got his name.
You want to do a debate with him?
Yeah, I was trying to do a debate with him, but he was in the chat. He heard my challenge to him. A couple more Hebrews came on and was like, "You gonna kill this guy?" And he didn't pop on the live, man. So I didn't want to let him know he ran. I think
Yo,
was listening in.
he sent the video in the back chat, y'all, about he answered your challenge.
Oh, he ain't sent it to me though. That's weird.
Yeah, he think you in paradigm shift for some reason.
Oh, okay. This shit forward it over to me, so I give him an intellectual response. But
I got you.
Appreciate it.
I thought I pinned the link. I didn't pin the link.
Yo, Gar, let me ask you a question, Garfield.
Yes, sir.
When are you and Daniela gonna have y'all debate, man? Like we've been waiting on that for like 3 years.
I'm gonna say, hopefully, what I'm trying to do is we're trying to do it in the UK, and we're trying to do it official, where it's gonna be, of course, on pay-per-view and all that stuff. But the thing is, we need somebody in the UK to do an undercard. So what I'm trying to do is, there's this whole thing. These guys are mad with Unk about the Pan-Africanism stuff. So I told Shakara if they want to do a debate in the UK about Pan-Africanism, can it work in 2023? So we need people from the UK participating. How does it look if me and Daniela go over there as the headliners and there's nobody in the country where we're done a debate participating at all? It looks like I don't like that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. You know what I'm saying? Shango, what up? Shango, what up, family? So if Daniela is willing to debate, and he's actually planning to go to the UK, so in the next couple of months, I mean, we could just put it together, and do what we got to do. And I'm pretty much, I'm not ready yet. I don't have my slides totally ready. I mean, but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, as long as it's in the pipeline, man, because at some point, y'all just gonna have to put these gloves on, man.
Yeah, I think it's a conversation that we need to have. And of course, Daniela is not going to change his position even after the debate. I'm not going to change my position. It's really for the audience just to look at it and say, hey, this don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Pure Black, I'm actually trying to set up a debate with Sanchez. I got to email Sanchez too with Science Dave, the guy on YouTube. I think that's the perfect guy to debate Sanchez about flat Earth and all that stuff. I think he's a perfect guy. They're both obnoxious. So, well, Science Dave is extremely obnoxious. Extremely. He's like, he'll tell you, yo, you pseudo, yo, get out of here. You're going to disregard everything in science and say, you're right. Get out of here. Get him out of here. You know, I like Science Dave. You know what I'm saying?
We still out here debating if the earth is flat, man. I'm disturbed.
People always say, Garfield, why you hate it so much? Because I go at every pseudos in the community. I go at the flat earthers. I go at the pretendians, the dudes who claim they're Indians. I go at the Hebrew Israelites. I go at the Egyptomaniacs. I go at the Christians. I go at the Orthodox Hebrews. I go at the Moors. I go at everybody. So I'm going to have the most hate. I remember at the Million Man March, Farrakhan said, whoever points out the wrongs is the most hated. And I point out the wrongs. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about science and all that stuff, hey, hold on a second, guys. You guys take over for a second.
Okay, cool. Hey, thank you. Appreciate everybody joining in. Look, first thing we gotta do though, make sure we hit that like button. So if you got a second of time on your time, hit the like button. Let's go ahead and get these likes up. We got a grip of y'all in here, and this is the 20 for 20 beginning. So let's go ahead and kick it off the right way and like the show. Share the video, and let's go ahead and do this because we're gonna bring the best 20 scholars we can possibly get for y'all, give y'all some exciting, amazing information. We're gonna have the in-depth analysis because not only are we gonna be really diving into this material because we look at it a lot of times on the surface level, but now we got the people who writing the literature, who's doing these archaeological digs and doing these reports, and we have the opportunity to ask them questions. Brother Garfield bringing y'all the best kind of scholarship you can have because it involves you get to ask questions, you get to be involved, you get to see these interviews, and let's get it, man. Hit the like button if you ain't already subscribed to Brother Garfield's podcast. Hit the subscribe button. And if you want to do an extra thing, go ahead and hit that donation button. In the words of Brother Reggie, the best donation.
I don't have one.
It's donation.
Yeah, they got donation on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, shout out to True Historian, man. I interviewed Killer Priest today in private. By the way, he's on the 20 for 22. So Killer Priest is on the 20 for 20. I forgot.
I got some questions about that, man. What in the hell is going on with that, bro? You know what I'm talking about too.
Yeah. Nah, we'll talk about that later. Ain't nothing going on.
I've heard some things on White Jesus internet, man. On Baby Jesus internet. It is some things floating around, man. Like, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, Lou? Hey, Alexis, what's up, sis? Hey, Truth Story might be on Killer Priest's podcast tonight. Podcraft. Sorry. Yeah, he told me he's gonna be on the podcast tonight, and we had a little conversation off air. But that should be.
Hey, Garfield, I like how you just breeze past that question.
We ain't gonna talk about that in public, bro. Yo, Courtney, jump on, man. Courtney said Kyle a fool. Yo, leave that alone, man. Let them people wallow in their craziness. That's just for us. But I'm gonna say this though. I do have an archaeologist from North America who deals with the whole Olmec and all that stuff. Put him in the back chat. He's straight, Caucasian dude, was qualified, went to school, everything. Because we need somebody to deal with the Olmec. So hopefully we get somebody to deal with the Olmecs also. Because I'm dealing with everybody, bro. We're dealing with this the Olmecs are Africans. We're dealing with.
Who you talking about, Tony?
No, Mansa Musa, coming here in the 1300s. We're gonna deal with all the information, man. Y'all want to know why Garfield's so hated? Because Garfield goes at everybody. I have no mercy for misinformation. I don't have no friends but the truth. Now, the brother asked a question earlier with all the information and people putting it out with the Brooklyn Magic. How do you know it's true? Because you have somebody like a I don't want you to call nobody's name. They sound so good, like a Dr. York. Dr. York sounds so convincing, man. Dr. York was a cancer, right? Kyle, he's a Cancer like us, man. I think he born
Oh man, he give us a
27th
day,
or 28th of June or whatever before my birthday. And
day before. Oh,
he had the Brooklyn Magic. I'm telling you, Fakeem Balboa, peace and love. He has the Brooklyn Magic. When I mean the Brooklyn Magic, Dr. York spoke and people listened because that man could speak. Not everybody's a good speaker, family. He's a good speaker. He could communicate well. And when you have a message, you got to be able to communicate. Malcolm X, Farrakhan, Khaled Abdul Muhammad, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was an excellent speaker, y'all. When y'all hear Muhammad Ali speaking, y'all gonna listen. So that's the point. When you're gonna deliver a message, if you ain't got that Brooklyn Magic, man, polite got that Brooklyn Magic like a mother, and then he got them long words that you can't even spell. Anti-establishmentarianism. Boom. He start breaking it down. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? And then you black and you in the hood, and you're like, damn, I never heard that word before. This brother sound intelligent. Let me listen to him. And then you think just because he sound intelligent, he's telling the truth. Then he wheels you in. Wheel you in. Do that Brooklyn Magic. What are you gonna do with that Brooklyn Magic? What are you gonna do with it? It's just like with the Egyptomania. It sounds good, but it's foolishness. It's straight up garbage. But whoever is delivering the message, as the brother asks, it sounds so good. It sounds believable.
Yeah, we call that the get you got you.
Pure Black says, Brother Polite, look at this, is the greatest speaker of our generation. Hey, between him and Farrakhan, Reza Islam, Reza is another one. Oh my, you can't tell me when you hear Reza Islam talk, you don't get the spirit and like, oh, he telling the truth. I'm telling you, Brooklyn Magic, it works. It works. I'm telling y'all, whether you like Polite or not, nobody sounds better or more intelligent than Brother Polite on any topic. Even if he's pseudo as hell. He said they use dirt and push it up into the sky and it turn into stars. And people would believe it if Polite said it. They'll believe it. It's foolishness. But they'll believe it. It's not. I'm not knocking the brother. I'm just saying he got the gift of gab. He does. Damn. He does. And I'm not a hater. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. And we got a couple of gifted people with Brooklyn Magic right now. And shout out to my brother. I think I'm gonna have my first YouTube today this year. 2 versus 1. Me versus Garfield and Rawbone. Cute story. You're a funny ass dude, man. You're a funny ass dude. You're a funny dude, man. We ain't stupid. We ain't going up against you. But the good thing that we had, and by the way, too, True Scoring got a little Brooklyn Magic going on too. We got a little Brooklyn Magic going on too. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, listen to some of these dudes, and they might be wrong as 2 left foot, but they're gonna win the debate just because of how they sound. How somebody gonna listen to Jabari telling you about cultural diffusion and the debate is about stolen and said Jabari would have won the debate? That's just showing how crazy we are as a people, y'all. It's just crazy. Oh man, I'm sorry I said that's if you don't know the English language. Nah, man.
Fact.
Hey, they call him polite.
Everybody think because we speak English, we know the language. Yes, we do know the language, brother. But we just don't know them words that they be dropping. Anti this establishmentarianism. Oh, are we gonna do this and the other? And Brooklyn Magic is a hell of a thing, yo. Polite Luther King. You stupid, Andre boy. Shout out to Asar because on the 17th, I guarantee you, when he does his presentation on Osiris being a foreign deity to Egypt, he's gonna get more haters than he has ever gotten in his life. You see, he could claim Osiris
talking about
is Jesus.
that.
No, hold on, watch this. He could say Osiris is Jesus and everybody applaud. Yay! Osiris is Jesus. He died and resurrected, and Jesus said this, and Osiris said this, and show some words that are similar and show different things, the salvation process, how this may have the concept may have originated or came from Kemet and came into the Bible. We could make the case. But let him say Osiris is a foreign deity, And I guarantee you it's going to be like 99%, 99.9% against his 0.01%. And let me say this, by the way, too. I support Asar Imhotep 100% on this information, because that's what I was going to bring at the debate. I was going to say, how are you going to say the Christian stole a guy who is not even from Kemet? Oh, man.
Damn.
Oh, man. True story. True story is a funny guy. Look at this guy. Look at True Story. He definitely won this debate. Look at him. Stories have no borders. Look at him. Look at him. He's trying to think, oh, you come up with that crazy slogan? Did you come up with that?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you,
there's a slogan in your book.
I said it years ago, family. Asar Imhotep is one of the most brilliant dudes ever. Watch this. Look at what Ngozi, the troublemaker, does put in the chat. What up, Ngozi? Jump on when you're ready, brother. It's postulated that Osiris came from a deity named Themes in the late Neolithic Levant. Some say he came from Libya. You see how much of a troublemaker he is? Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what? His name is not found in the Egyptian language. Did you hear what I just said, Kyle?
Yeah.
Asar's name is WSR, Wasir. They can't find it. How is it he come from Kemet and he can't find his name in Kemet? It's over. They actually found his name in Libya, and my brother is going to show how they found his name in the linguistic evidence from Nubia. So he's actually coming from an African-centered perspective, which is the first perspective we should look at first. And don't feel bad if you're an Egyptomaniac, because Dwenden Min, you know Min the deity? You know that Min the deity, the one with always showing his penis standing up or whatever? Min? He's supposedly not an Egyptian deity too. You had Egyptian deities coming in all over. There's a bunch of Egypt took from everybody, but would you say they stole it? You see, that's the thing with the whole debate. I wish the debate had happened so I could have brought all of this out. I had my own savior's model because I made it up based off of Jabari. He had his own savior. I made up one to counteract his savior's model. I created one to mock the whole idea. Oh, man. Well, anyway, yes, Revolutionary Mind, I don't know. But I'll say this. Thank you, Asar. He's actually correcting me. But Asar said, insert Birdman hands. Yeah, man. But it's funny though. I'm saying, I don't know. I might be wrong. Asar probably gonna correct me. But they can't find Osiris's name as rooted in the Medjugorje or the Egyptian language. If he's an Egyptian deity, that's where you would find him. But I'm just saying, family. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's really big, because like if you don't have the morphology to even present that name, that kills that entire argument.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Marcus Sharp, shout out to you, man. Shout out. And by the way, too, man, y'all need to support our own people, even if you don't agree with us. Support the Magi. He has a book out for the conscious community. Support Asar Imhotep and his works. Support Wujau and his work. I'm trying to get Wujau to do an interview. He hasn't responded. I wanted to do about the whole, it has the Medjugorje has been deciphered. I do want him on record here doing 20 for 20 because I do see him as a scholar of the Medjugorje. And Ngozi, I would love for you to do a presentation on genetics. If you have the time, I sent a message through Fortune. I don't have your new number. If you can, my brother, I'd appreciate it. Just hit me up and let me know. All right. And we're going to have some fun. All right. Asar Imhotep says, Garfield, you are correct. We can find Asar's name in the Egyptian language. That is, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody comes and want to challenge Asar Imhotep, you're going to have to do it in March. You can't do it in February because 20 for 20 is for the scholars. And what he's bringing he's coming from an African-centered perspective. So they can't say he hates Egypt, which we know he doesn't, and he has the name Asar in his name. So why would he want to bang on himself? Because he's wearing Asar. So at the end of the day, he's trying to prove it's still an African name. It's still an African name. Why support people you don't agree with? Brother-in-law, definitely, I agree with that 100%. Asar is very is a very good dude when it comes to scholarship, in my opinion. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Asar. Pure black, you funny. All right. Any questions in the audience for 20 for 20? Any questions?
Oh, my bad.
Ja was chilling right now.
So,
chilling in the cut. Don't forget Dr. Mayat. Yes, Dr. Mayat actually is on a trip right now, and a beautiful trip. I wish I was with her, doing research, field research, and Dr. Mayat, shout out to her. She's doing some big things. She got a movie coming out. For those who don't know, I'm actually maybe being a movie because I didn't drive to Baltimore. I saw Sheffrin, and I went to his barbershop. I did an interview with Sheffrin too. Viper Fangs, peace and love, peace and love. Anybody want to jump on? The link is there, man. If you have any questions about 20 for 20, what we're doing. The 20 for 20 is going to start. I don't know if everything is ready for tomorrow, all the editing. I'll start tomorrow, but if not, I'll start on Monday. All right, so Monday I will do it, Monday to Friday, and Monday to Friday. So we're going to get it in, and we got some good information. We got some good scholars, and we gonna do what we gonna do. We got a mixture of black, brown, red, yellow, and white scholars. And one of the most interesting scholars is Vincent Coretta, the guy that wrote he did the autobiography for Olaudah Equiano. He's coming in to talk about how he came to the conclusion he came to that Equiano may have been born in America. All right, so that's gonna be very interesting. What up, Brother Law? Peace and love to you, brother. Good to see you. Your mic's muted. If you'd like to say something, there's a button called unmute. You could press it.
Well, you want to move like you're bright, you're bright.
What up, fam? How you been?
Good. Bless as you are. Bless.
That's what's up. That's what's
I'm
up.
just going to get right to it. I'm just going to get right to it, Garfield.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be reserved and I'm going to be peaceful. But it seems like nobody wants to address the elephant in the room.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, address it, man. You could talk. You could talk freely here, bro. Ain't no restrictions.
That being the case,
Nah, you can't do it, man. You can't do it, man.
Oh, no. I told him. How am I going to
It ain't coming from Daggersquad.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
no, it's not from Daggersquad. It's not none of that.
Go ahead.
You know what, brother? And you're 100% right. Because if this man don't want to address the issue, and it has something what to do with it, me being from an outsider looking in and just being able to somewhat decipher it, I'm gonna just sit back and let these other older guys let it pan out how they gonna
if what you call it? Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Speak
your mind, bro. Speak your mind, bro. You already put it out there, so you might as well.
It's out there now. You can't pull it back.
I ain't make the fly in 93. I ain't the one that put it out. That's what you're talking about. You neglected. Yo, you funny as hell, yo. Go ahead, brother Law.
Right,
Brother Law.
93, stupid.
Brother Law, say what you got to say.
basically what it boils down to is this. With everything that transpired with you and your family, as I got on your channel and I spoke about it.
Yes, sir.
It was a big hoorah about the brothers lying about this, the brothers lying about this with his child and this and that. First and foremost, and I still stand firm to what I say. Me personally, I would have never went to the police. Once I had visual sight of where it transpired and who was the person that put my daughter in harm's way, that's why I say the growth and the maturity and all the above that you had, brother. I salute you for that.
Yes, sir.
I don't have that. You have the insight to say, you know what? Beyond the conscious community, to want to speak and give brothers like myself knowledge and endeavors of this and this and this and that. Me personally, when it comes to family, I have to shut down and handle what's needed in front of me in regards to my family. But you're a different type of brother. Hopefully, God willing, in Islam we say inshallah.
Inshallah.
Hopefully, I can grow in my journey a path towards truth. I can get to that plateau where I can have that growth and that aptitude of restraint.
Brother Law, let me ask you a question, right? On the day of the debate, right? Yes. December 31st at 1 p.m. Did you order the debate? Did you order the debate?
To be honest with you,
yeah.
When I tried to go online and order it, I wasn't able to.
Ah, man. Okay. And the debate, where you live at? You live in the West Coast, East Coast, or Central Time?
No, I'm on the East Coast.
You're on the East Coast with me. All right, cool. All right. So East Coast love in the building. Now watch this now. At 2 o'clock, what was going on? Could you get to the debate?
I wasn't able to.
All right. Now at 3 o'clock, were you able to get on the debate?
At around 3 o'clock, that's when I seen that Sonetta had put up a video.
Okay. All right. So still no link. All right. At 4 o'clock, were you able to get on the debate? Did you get a link?
The link at that time, I didn't even bother anymore, to be honest with you.
All right. Now watch.
Because I thought the debate was going to happen.
All right. Now at 1 o'clock, Garfield was where he was right now. At 2 o'clock, Garfield was where he is right now. At 3 o'clock.
No, but hold on.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, Brother Law. This is what I'm saying. At 3 o'clock, Garfield was where he was right now. At 4 o'clock, Garfield was where he was right now. At 4:30, Garfield was where he was right now.
Garfield, I hear what you're saying. But once again, I'm going to be somewhat reserved because I want to be disrespectful to anybody.
Right.
But at the end of the day, truth is truth. But disrespect is disrespect.
Yes, it is.
Understanding is understanding.
All these but you know what though?
As you are somewhat, listen, let's keep it transparent. As somewhat you are being reserved.
Yes.
And that's why I say for yourself, you being somewhat, or not even somewhat, you are truly a gentleman. And I salute you for that.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Hey, True Story, what's up, man? Black Psychonautics, what's up, brother?
I'd like to say peace and shalom. Can you hear me clearly, brother?
We have submitted to your Brooklyn Magic, my brother. What's popping?
I would just like to say hello. I would like to make a suggestion or take a vote within your smart and genius chat that one of your 20 people be Rob On. I would like to nominate Rob On to be one of your scholars for your 20 for 20.
I was thinking of you or him.
Yeah, I mean, Rob On has free reign, bro. All you gotta do is call me and say, "Yo, I'm coming on." So that's it. So he has that. We have that type of relationship for the past 7, 8 years, 10 years, whatever. So
I know all of that, my brother. I just want to go through the proper channels and etiquette for, I
Does
don't
he
want to.
does he want to come on though? Does he have something to do, or I mean, what
Yeah.
do you want him
First,
to
first,
address something
first
specific?
of all, my brother, you know him before me. The question is, he has something to talk about. Is never goes in the
Never
same
gonna be an
sentence
issue.
with Rob Vaughn. So let's be clear about that. First of
Oh
all.
man.
So
Facts.
yes, he
Facts.
has
I agree with
something
that.
to talk about, and I would just I think.
He was mad earlier. Hold on, let me get him on the phone real quick. Let me get him on the phone so he could speak for himself.
How you been doing, Truth? What up,
I'm
93?
doing.
I got you live on the air, man. True story, and said that you want to be one of the 20 for 20 scholars.
No, I did not. I did not. I said I'm here to nominate
He's
Rob
he's
Vaughn to
nominating you.
be
You got
one.
slides ready to do something, brother? All right, peace. All right, peace. All right, peace. He ran fast.
Yeah,
In the gym.
so I would just ask if your chat would be so, what's the word now, merciful or whatever y'all use now, to
Hold on
maybe
one
have.
second. Hold on 1 second,
Sure,
beloved.
no problem, no
Don't move.
problem,
Well, I want
no
to point
problem.
out something here. This brother, Pan African Designs and Apparel, I honestly believe he's an Egyptomaniac. I'm not trying to disrespect the brother. I love him. I love him like a brother. If Wasir, Osiris is not a god from the south, Upper Kemet, why and how is he first and always associated with the white crown? You know what I would say to this brother? Why don't you find any sign of Osiris before the 5th dynasty? He's nowhere to be found. Why is there? He's nowhere to be found in Kemet. He's nowhere to be found. Why? If he's the first, why is he nowhere to be found in Kemet until the 5th dynasty? Now look at this now. Remember, he's the judge of the dead. He's the king of the underworld. He dies and rise. You had the Sokar festival from like the 2nd dynasty, dealing with the dying and rising stuff. You had Anubis, you had Angedi, and you had, what's the other god? Kenti Amentu. He merged into Osiris, he became like Voltron and became all these deities and assumed all their duties. Where those duties were being done before. Where was Asar in the 2nd dynasty? Where was Asar in the 3rd dynasty? Where was Asar in the 4th dynasty? We find him at the 5th dynasty, and guess where we find him? Non-royal, bro. I've done so much research on this. I was going to lynch Jabari at the debate, because once you take away Asar, you have nothing to stand on with Christianity, because now you got to take away the dying and rising. You got to take away the salvation process. You got to take away the afterlife. You got to take away all of that because it's central around Asar. That's what I was going to do at the debate. So the 17th, my brother, what's his name? Don't argue with me for today's show. Let somebody who is more versed in it, who is Asar Imhotep, talk about it on the 17th, and he's going to deal with the linguistic part. But the historical part, I'll tell you right now, you can't find Asar in Kemet, or a matter of fact, you can't find him in Egypt because it wasn't even Kemet yet. You can't find him in ancient Egypt or Ta, whatever y'all want to call it, until the late 5th dynasty. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. When you could show me him before that, then you could talk. All right. Back to my brother, Truth Story, and the Black Psychonautics. Let's go. Let's get it.
So that was what I really wanted to add to the discussion. Outside of that, and remembrance of that, this is of course Black History Month. So I'm sure we have a lot to talk about.
All right.
But I got a question for you on the Egypt thing, real quick though.
What's up?
Why y'all never talk about that other part of the museum where you make that loop on the first floor, and you come into all of them Fayum era stuff right by the bathroom? Because if that's the end, and that come out, so you go in black and you do the little half circle and you come out white on the other side. Why y'all don't get into what's on there? You know them pictures that's right when you come outside the bathroom?
Oh, you talking about when me and Reggie and them did that tour that time? You talking about that
No,
video?
no. I think
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
not any.
Oh,
Wait,
we
hold on.
went everywhere. We went with Reggie. If you watch the videos, me and Reggie
Okay,
and
I got you.
who was there? Rocky was there and his
I've never
brother.
seen the video. That's what I'm saying. I
Oh,
just
okay,
never
okay.
heard
Yeah,
you.
we went there. We did all of that, bro. Reggie had me tired, man. I can't rock with Reggie no more. Fortune was there too. He lost like 5 pounds.
So on that end, and when you come out and you do that half circle or whatever, right? What changes from the time you going on the right to the time you come out on the other side? So what is the difference?
You know what?
Right? Isn't that the story? Because by the time you come out on the other side, everybody is white with curly hair and they on tunes and the same people you talking about, ain't they? The last thing you see
Yeah.
after you do that loop is them tunes with them white faces on it. That is Egypt. That's ancient Egypt. And them Fayum people and them all of that. Yes or no?
Yeah, you know what? You talking about, yeah, on the videos. Yeah, you know what? You're right, bro. You're right. You're definitely right. You're right. I ain't gonna knock that.
Because if you're going in on the right side, and people, I'm sure everybody have seen it, which is Egypt stuff. I'm sure Brother Reggie's shown it a million times, right? But if you're going in on the right side, like everybody does, everything's supposed to be all, Blacky Hotepi. So by the time you make the loop,
Oh man, they come
look,
for you tomorrow, man. They're coming for you tomorrow.
I ain't in it like that. But I'm just saying, by the time you come out, and that's supposed to be the story of ancient Egypt, right? More or less, right? You come out on the other side, and that's the Fayum era and all that stuff. That with the Ptolemy Greek mix up, mash up, right? Isn't that the story right there, or am I?
You're correct. You're correct. You're correct.
Okay. So what are you seeing there? Is it because now they got in the Greek part, they got the lady with the cornrows in her hair. So a lot of you ancient blackers gonna have to explain. Did you see that? A lot of that stuff, yeah, going to that. I'm not supposed to know this stuff. Right?
He talking about the Met Museum, family. He's a museum junkie, so he talking about the Met Museum for those who don't know. But look at the videos that me and you know what's interesting? How that's a very interesting point you just made. But people go watch those videos with me and Reggie, the 4-part series, and what he's talking about is when we come out of the bathroom. There's some images and some stuff going on right there that y'all should pay attention to. But I think it's in the videos. What you're talking about is actually in the video.
But just one more thing before I get off here. Besides that, if you go to the second floor, they have the whole section on the Potters of South Carolina and the Gullah and all that. And they put all of I think it's on the second floor in the back. So you can go and see that as well. That's in the good old Ados part of town. And so I'd like to say thank you for your time and having me into your Black Arena of Knowledge. Hotep Shalom, Habari Ghani. And you got anything else before I go, my brother?
That's about it, beloved. What
All
time
right.
you gonna be on Killer Priest? Are you talking about anything specific, or y'all just hanging out?
You'll see. You'll see. But it's probably gonna be Saturday. It's not gonna be today.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Peace and love. All right.
Peace, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
All right. What's up? What's up, 93? You were neglected. Now you're insulted. All because I talked about you losing 5 pounds after walking with me and Reggie. What up, DMG? I ain't paying 93 no mind because his computer never works good. And he got the most talk on the internet. I ain't messing with him.
Tell your son I owe him some Hennessy White next time I get a shipment since he went in the joint. My bad. Shout out to Monique Lamb as well and the rest of the panel.
Monique in the building. What up and goes in?
What did you do to get Pan-African designs and apparel so upset, man? I
talked about Asar Imhotep is going to have a conversation about Asar not being an Egyptian deity. So he's going to break it down. He's going crazy talking about the white crown. The white crown is not an issue. We know that's connected to Asar the later tradition, because traditions evolve. We
Right.
know Heru the elder and Set were the original people as far as main deities, and you could find them in the pre-dynastic time period. You could find Min in the pre-dynastic time period. The problem is they don't like to talk about foreign deities coming into Egypt and taking over. They hate that conversation. You see it in the back chat with me and BLS. They hate that because
No
they
doubt.
love Egypt so much. Everybody stole from Egypt, but Egypt can't steal nothing. You see?
Right.
We get
Hey,
these-
shout out to my brother Lou too. And hey, I keep the Hennessy dark, but everybody else like the Hennessy white. So you know.
Oh man,
But
they used to get it from Europe a lot, but I don't know where y'all getting that from now.
I think that we kind of, especially in this community, we kind of get kind of mixed up with stuff, because I feel like with and shout out to Pan African Designs and Apparel. I don't know him or her, but I feel like if Jabari would have said something like that, he would have had all the rope in the world, all the leeway in the world to make that statement. But somebody like Asar Imhotep don't get that, when I would say he absolutely should be given the opportunity to come and put down his demonstration, and you just bear that out as he give out his information. But for some reason, people who actually on the ground putting in this work and doing these studies and publishing the intel seem not to you just gonna outright dismiss him without seeing what he put out first. That's kind of crazy to me. Not that Jabari information should be dismissed either, but I'm just saying some people get the benefit of the doubt and other people don't, and I don't understand how they pick and choose.
Yeah, but of course we are believers, just like how we talk about the Christians and everybody else. We are believers. Come on, Reggie. Come on down, brother.
Right. Salute to brother Reggie. I be wanting to say Dr. Reggie, but he always correct people. So, but yeah, shout out to brother Garfield, the brother Garfield podcast, bringing on actual scholars and people with real information, not the usual fur with I don't want to use this word, but I can't think of another one, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The pseudo information or the fringe scholarship, actually bringing on PhDs and people who actually put time in and suffer through these learning processes and bringing it to the people. I don't see nobody else in our community doing that. So salute to you, my brother, and salute to the rest of the brothers in the squad.
Hey, brother Reggie. I see
Brother
you.
Garfield is back. Oh my. Oh my, boy, got rested, man.
Oh man.
Man, I ain't seen you in the neighborhood, man. You ain't zoomed by me, man. You back.
Oh man, I want to say peace and love to Reggie, man. Reggie, I know you're familiar with Kyle and Sabio and DMG and 93. We can't stand 93. Brother Law. Shout out to Brother Law, man. Hey, I want to say to Brother Reggie, because on the day of the debate, he called me before 1 o'clock and said, "Don't be nervous, brother. You got this." And Reggie knew I was ready at 1 o'clock. He knew I was ready at 2, 3, and 4. He knew I was ready to get it in. And to let you guys know, actually, my actual slides, I created a slide to counteract Jabari's Savior's model. So I have my own Savior's model where the S meant Savior and salvation, and the last S meant salvation, but the first S meant Savior. And I talked about Shulgi in the upper Mesopotamian region, how he was considered the first savior. So I was breaking down every word, ascension with Adapa story, how it's connected to Adam. So I show where some of the stories come from, the virgin birth, that's a whole other thing. But the way how my slides are actually set up, it's set up like it's like an actual book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually remake a lot of my slides, and I'm going to send it to one of my guys, one of my editors, and see if I could create a booklet for the community called Egyptomania. What my elders never taught, what the elders never taught us. But it's I'm telling you, it's a lot of good information that people need to know. And what happened is we're stuck in one culture. I don't just care about Africa and Egypt because knowledge don't stop because of a border. And I think in this community, it stops because of a border. We say, okay, it's not Egypt, it's not Libya, it's not Africa, so I don't like it. It's in Levant and West Asia. But the first West Asians were African. The first Levantine people that lived there were from Africa. They had to come out of Africa. Homo sapiens sapien had to come out and go somewhere, and they had to go through Arabia and whatever. So all these borders and names of places, they never had it 200,000 years ago, 300,000 years ago. So we're allowing geography and names to divide us when basically they all come from our mothers and fathers out of Africa. And I think people don't get that. They don't get that. So, some of these debates are stupid and immature, and I think we need to grow. Stop being dogmatic about an issue. Whether you want to say that you are a pretend Indian, or you're an Indian, American, or whatever, you want to claim this, it's just like with Tariq and the FBA. I really don't like the angle he's taken because he used to be a strong proponent of Pan-Africanism. He was a Pan-Africanist. Now he's become a divisive guy because of this whole FBA thing. And I think it's just nutty at this point. What's up, stupid? But go ahead, Reggie.
What's up, brother? What's up, everybody?
Peace, everybody. Okay, so here's my take, and I have to go, but I support Brother Garfield and what he's doing, and I'm particular about the scholars that I like and I work with, right? And Garfield he has come to age, right? We have to get this Kemetism out of our system. The whole civilization was never called Kemet until a later period. The pyramids were built, the language was written, the system of ancient Egypt was already there, and now we have some people who want to call a whole civilization at all points Kemetism. That is academically wrong. That is just intellectually stupid, and we are setting ourselves up to be embarrassed. The other thing is the spiritual component. You got to get this spiritual component out. That is some connection with the supernatural. That's a figment of our imagination. And we know that we're all going to die. We are. Some of us have left on this planet. I probably have maybe 5 to 10 years on this planet, right? I'm not going to reach an old age, right? I'm not. Some of you are. But what are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with your time? You're wasting time. If you're going to deal with the afterlife, deal with it when it comes. But no one's ever been back to tell us. No one has been back. So mixing spirituality in the real world, because we live in a real world, right? There's nobody who has any supernatural powers. We have technology, but we don't have supernatural power. And technology comes with the mind working on solving problems. We need to get these people out of our communities. Every one of them, oh man, the thing that happened last night with Morpheus and the brother, I like the young brother only because he's got some strength and tenacity. He just needs more training and learning, right? Look, spirituality hasn't saved us on those damn slave ships. Spirituality didn't save us from the Klan. Spirituality didn't get us free. Hard work got us free. But now we have a group of people now who see Black people at a certain position and they want to sell them things like trips to Egypt. Man, that's a vacation. That's a vacation unless you're going with real scholars. It's a vacation. Just like going into the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, or Bali, or it's a vacation. For all the people who have went to Egypt, where are they? You would think that we would have a renaissance. You would think we have great teachers. No, they're all waiting for the people that took them on the trips to speak for them, to make them feel good. They don't know the Meta Nature. I'm talking about the preponderance. I'm talking about there are some that go to study. We are digressing as a people because we are comfortable. So y'all hate me That's why I'm getting ready to go. Not all of you on Garfield's show, right? Not everybody on Sarnetta's show, but I have found since I've been doing this work, right, that people hate me just because. But my scholarship is always cited. Garfield's scholarship is always cited. We don't put up stuff, and then when you challenge them, where's the source? They got to hide it. And then they say, well, you hate a person. I don't hate a person. I just know in the world that I grew up as an engineer, right? Working in the field, working at places. That doesn't exist in the real world. Only on YouTube can someone talk about Islam and Sufism, right? And not know what the Quran talks. If you're a Muslim, follow the Quran. Learn Arabic. Follow the Quran. Don't talk 90% English and add a few peppered Quranic words that you don't even know. The dude is talking about the dirt. We came out of the dirt, but the Quran says the collarbone, the female's collarbone. Not that we came out of it, but he misused the word. We don't. I got high blood pressure. I accept.
All right, bro.
I thought that, I would move some of the things that I was working on and try to go on YouTube to try to educate. That might have been one of the worst things, Garfield, that I've done. Because now I have a deep sensitivity to clowns. You got another person who's saying Allah means the deity. Allah means God. Anybody, that's for beginner Muslims. Advanced Muslims, where's Allah? He knows that Allah don't mean the God, the deity, right? He knows that.
Hey, Reggie, can I ask you a quick question, bro? I don't mean to cut you. Were you ever on the Nile Valley research team with Shaka Amos?
No, but Shaka's always been my brother. No.
Have you ever helped Shaka with research before?
Of course. I help everybody.
Okay.
I help everybody. Everybody, even people like Israel Doctrine.
Hold on. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me get Stoopies in here for a quick second. Stoopies, what's up? What's on your mind, brother?
Big up. I enjoy, I enjoy the show with you guys. And I always try to put my input in when it makes sense. I'm listening to Reggie now, and he's discussing something. The opportunity for us to have that debate is a pity that it's past and we miss it. And it might never come around again. But we needed that. We needed it. We need to get the spookism out of the community. That everybody choose a next deity every day. No. And I understand what Reggie was going with it. Reggie was the first person in this community to hit out on that. I said, no, this is bullshit.
Yeah, because I know. Because Stu Peas, see, I knew them in their origins. I'm a 57-year-old. I met these people when I was 22, 23.
Hold on, Reggie. Garfield on the chronological line of gods, where does Osiris come in on the pantheon of major religion? Now, you see, this Egyptomaniac is fighting. You see that DMV? He is fighting hard body for Asar. You can't show Asar in any Egyptian record before the end of the dynasty, beloved. You can't.
Why are you talking about Asar and I'm on the panel?
No, don't worry about it. We want to go there. Don't worry about it.
I empathize with him because I would have been right there like 6 years ago. So
y'all got to excuse me for a second, but not to change the subject. I want to say that, Reggie, what are you looking forward to as far as the 20 for 20? Because you're one of the 20 for 20 scholars. What are you looking forward to, sir?
Okay, so I'm a practical person. So I want to talk about. I had wrote a Friends of the Court on our state of Black people, and one of the things that I found in examining all the Supreme Court cases, and I wrote the Supreme Court, and it was how can I say it was submitted. They stamped it, and the case got resolved. The Supreme Court didn't take the case, and then they sent me my amicus curiae back. Garfield, the United States of America has never dealt with our status, right? So in all of the cases that went to the Supreme Court, they went on issues of enslavement, runaway slave men, things like that. We have not had one case to deal with our status like the Native Americans. So the Native Americans got domestic dependent sovereignty, they got a land trust, and they got a federal protection. But they have a status. We have never had a status, and we have never demanded a status. And so I want to break down the legal structure. And so where we are right now is, yeah, we're doing all of this, a SAR, a set. A SAR is just a daggone title. It's a title. That's all it is. It was a title before it became a god. A set is a title. A seat, a female version of the seat before it became a god. Like we create our own gods. Like, and religions, major world religions don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. That yes, there are major world religions, but what they done? But created bloodshed, created spooky people. They have not worked. I don't care whether it's a major world religion or not. I want to deal with things like Tyree Nichols, things that are practical to our lives, right? I want to deal with law. Like, history is supposed to inform us, to help us create better laws, better living conditions. And what we do is we throw it in the garbage to say, look, you have to look at the spiritual side of it. I'm not going to put up my middle finger. I'm going to put up my pinky, right? Like all those people that talk that talk, ain't none of them been on the front line of anything. Ain't none of those people who talk that spiritual talk, they've always been in the back, but they've never been on the front line, right? Just because you're marching, you dress up and you're marching, you're saying Black Lives Matter, that's not the front line. And you, everybody on here, you responsible for this BS. Not Kyle, but but everybody on this channel is responsible for allowing our people to pick up new leaders, new religious leaders who came out of nowhere, and we've been busting our ass for the last 7-8 years on YouTube, and we're allowing pop-ups. And then we're saying, well, I like the brother, I like the sister. Man, if Garfield and the rest of us can tell you about some of the things that actually happen, like, watch out for new pop-ups. If you're not seeing activity in the last 5 years, ignore them. But you won't send Brother Reggie no cash out. I did a show. I did 3 hours. I got $7 worth of cash out. $7 of support. But then when I look at some of these shows with some of these, listen, I'm gonna leave. I'll be on 2020. It will be on the status of Black people in America. I think that will be my a good work, because I don't want to talk about Kemet. You know, I'm Brother Reggie. I'm proficient in reading it. I can't read everything, but I'm proficient. I've been to Egypt in 1987. I went to Egypt with Dr. Ben before all of these creeps started going. I went with the Grand Master. 86, I went to West Africa with Dr. Clark and Dr. Leonard Jeffries. But y'all want to listen to everybody else, and you want to spit on your Brother Reggie, because I don't like some because listen, it's giving me high blood pressure. I'm out of here. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I'll be ready for 20.
Peace, Brother Reggie.
Hey, thank you, and not Sabio need Sabio Bang. Stoopies is my brother. DMG, peace to you, and Brother La, my brother. Brother La, my brother.
Peace, bro.
Inaudible, peace, and shout out to Sister Monica that's somewhere in the bushes, and the rest of our sisters. You know what the funny thing is, Garfield? What we have done is we have a group of women who are our mods, bushes, and the rest of our sisters. You know what the funny thing is, Garfield? What we have done is we have a group. Somebody got their mic open. But one of the things is that I love about our channel, we got a group of black women who mostly serve as mods. I'm looking at the males are cool, but the sisters, they have tenacity. They're no BS. They smell it. And you got to watch what they say. They say some of the craziest things as they're moderating for free. So you know what, Garfield? We need to get together, me, you, Ankh, right? And we need just to do some shows celebrating our black women who have decided to give up their times from their husband and their children to be our mods, right? And to help this and push this. Because we don't bring them out. They don't present that often, except for Sister Monica. But man, I am so proud and so happy that we got. I don't want to mention them because I'll leave one out just because I'm older. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Black Power, man. And you know what? It don't matter to me if I get $5 cash out. If it's not worth it, I'll just disappear. Right? I'll just disappear. But I ain't come on this channel. I ain't coming to these channels to be wealthy, but I do need to be compensated for my time. We all do. I just disappear.
You're not that old, man. Stop it, Reggie. Stop it, brother Reggie. You're not that old.
Hey, La, you my little brother.
You're not that old, man. Stop it, Reggie. Stop it, brother Reggie. You're not that old.
But anyway, I feel like
YouTube.
All right. The problem I have really, right, is not that whether religion played an important part in our identity, but I think the fundamental problem why the Hebrew Israelites, the Egyptians, and everybody getting a foothold in the community is that we don't really have an identity. What is the black man in America identity? Is he Christian? Is he Egyptian? Is he Hebrew? Is he black? And that's why people get a foothold in the community. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you, Stu.
Yeah, what is the black man identity in America? What is the identity?
That's a
Well,
very interesting question, and that's to I think I don't know if you're asking that individually or if you're asking that as a collective. If you're asking that as a collective, I don't think I can answer that for everyone. You know, how we look at ourselves is how we decide to look at ourselves as black men in America. I look at myself as an African in America with the ability to do anything I want, as long as it's within the laws and the parameters of the nation and the state that I'm in.
Hey, what's the end result of this Black Power thing that we trying to do? Like this pan, like let's say hypothetically, right? We all decide today to become pan Africanists. How is that going to change tomorrow? Like that's what I'm trying to understand because it does not make sense. Like let's say if we all wanted to start a football team, eventually we gotta learn how to play football. We gotta learn the rules to the game. We gotta have a coach. We gotta have a lot of things to get us to be the best and be able to compete. And why like we don't have those fundamental things like and that's and you know what, I'll take the back. I say we do have those fundamental things, but we don't have the things that we are expecting to start a nation within a nation. And like I'm missing that because I'm a African American, you know, like I pay my taxes, I go to the poll and vote because I know I can change my community. But we're looking to start something else, and I don't see how that's possible to do And I'm just being realistic. I'm confused about the end goal of Pan-Africanism, the end goal of Hebrew Israelitism, the end goal of Moorish. Like, what's the point?
Well, can I ask you a question? I'm going to be an asshole and ask an asshole question. Because ever since the beating
There's three
of that
questions
young
on the
man,
panel that
yeah.
hasn't been answered.
No, no,
So,
no.
so before
Generalized
you
question.
ask another question, let's answer the other
It's
two
a beautiful
questions.
question, brother. Beautiful question.
Because you asked a question that wasn't addressed. Then he just asked a question. So let's address the questions that's asked before you throw another
Yeah.
question out there.
Let me address that question. Honestly, I don't think we see one another. Whether I'm going to speak for Jamaican immigrants in America. I'm speaking for Jamaican immigrants in America. Although we might enjoy the same food, and although we might enjoy the same music, I think that we are individuals, not a collective. Everybody have their own individual hopes and dreams. And if a matter comes up and it do better for them as an individual versus Jamaicans as a group, most people will go the individual path instead of the group path. Because men are measured in America based on the success. So it's not integrity, it's success. So the more successful you are, the more you are looked up to. And the fight to get successful will become more individualized than group. That's how I see it.
They want power over black people, all of these groups. They can't get it over the white man. They would have got it by now. They're not going to get it. They want power over black people who join their organizations. It's simple and plain. Why do people do most things they want to do? Power. Knowledge is power. The knowledge of what the average person don't know, some of these groups claim to have, the meaning of life, the answer to all your problems, then they give it to you, or they claim to give it to you, and then you give your money or you give your allegiance to them. They want power. That's the end result that they're looking for. If they wanted a real change, they would have either challenged the white man or they would have got the hell away from him. As simple as that.
I didn't know my question was so offensive. The chat then turned on me. This
Right. It wasn't really offensive. It was nuanced because what you're asking is what is the end goal of all these groups? What are they actually pushing for? And some of them
turned on you actually answer the question though.
Go ahead, DMG. My bad.
No. I'm just asking. Like
that's all.
Go ahead, say finish. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that the religious people are waiting for the resurrection and the end times, and the other groups are just waiting for whatever. I don't know what the other groups are waiting for, but when I look at the religious groups, that's all they can be waiting for. So when you mention the Moors, the Hebrews, and those types of groups, that's all I see them waiting for. Me personally, when I look into them and look at their end goals.
Yeah, but and that's the thing though. When you have a mentality that go too far on one side, I don't care if it go too far black or if it go too far white, if it go too far religious, you're gonna set yourself up to be in a dangerous situation and be dangerous to other people, and that's why you have zealots in any form. Like I heard a sister straight up told me that she's so pro-black that she told me if it was two black men, only two black men left in this world, and a white woman, she would rather those men be with each other intimately than to be with that white woman. And I asked her, so
what?
I'm not exaggerating at all. This is what she said. And I told her, I say, so humanity is, if they the only three people, humanity is over. I mean, I don't know how much it would be able to be proliferated with just the three of them anyway.
Right.
But But I'm just saying, like, it ain't no chance with the two dudes coming together. But she said because they black, she would rather they be together than to touch a white woman. And this is what, like, when you go too far to one side, you start tripping. And so my thing is, the reason I shout out every group I can think of that involve black people at the beginning of every show is because you ain't getting black people out of these ideologies. They where they at. And so the thing is to try to coexist, agree to disagree, and move forward. But as far as this idea of somehow combine, like having one unified force and a separate state or something, like, I don't see it, because every group is gonna want it they way. I remember me and my brother Nobody, shout out to him, he in the chat somewhere, we had a discussion on was segregation a mistake. And because I think he asked me, what if a man have a white wife and they had children? And I said, well, if that's the case, he couldn't leave her behind. And because I said that, somebody said to me, you compromised because ain't no, how could we be free as a people? Well, first of all, I never said that we wouldn't free, but they went into a whole thing about we not liberated, we slaves, etc. Same thing when I talked to my brother Captain K from ISUPK. We right now we slaves. Now I'm not, this ain't like a brag or nothing like that. I'm 46, so I should be saying this, but I make more money than I ever have in my life. My kids eat well, but my man telling me that I'm a slave. And so
hey, DMG,
it's kind of weird when I hear how people talk, like, oh man, Thunder and Cup.
Hey, hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just do this. Hey, JJ, hold on 1 second. JJ, okay, I try to let you in. Just to let you know, the Dagger Squad on a whole say they don't have nothing to do with you. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not being disrespectful. He's on that hit list. So I'm glad you out of jail, because I hate to see black men in jail. I'm happy for you, brother.
He's in jail?
I don't have no ill will feelings against you or anything. Don't go make 100 videos about me now. I'm just saying, the Dagger Squad, I got to go with what my squad says. They said, we're not rocking with this person. I'm not rocking with that person. They said they're not rocking with X. I'm not rocking with X. I'm not rocking with Y. I'm not rocking with Y. I'm not rocking with Z.
Who ain't messing with JJ, man? What we doing?
They do say they don't rock with Thunder, but I had to override that rocking situation.
Me and BL, that's what just on Lions Den yesterday. Like, we cool with JJ, man.
Hey,
I hate to see black men get arrested in this system.
Right.
And by the way, too, Thunder, if you could find this for me, really, I talked about this today.
Just say he ain't.
Hold on. Let me get JJ in.
That's where most of these dumb
JJ
niggas belong.
JJ.
Oh, man.
Hold on, guys. By the way, to JJ, you look slim as hell, bro.
Yeah, he lost some weight.
All right, but JJ,
I be on your diet, man.
JJ,
what you
don't say a word. JJ, are you hearing me? The Dagger Squad had a vote. They said we not messing with JJ no more. It ain't personal. I'm just telling you what they say. And hold on, before you say a word.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm putting you in the back is not because.
No, I won't say something before you go.
No, it's okay. It's okay, JJ. It's fine. No, it's okay. No, JJ, they don't want me to mess with you, bro. They had a vote, a private vote behind my back. But JJ, I'll talk to you off the air, man. All right. You know what though? If you look at it this way, JJ has said some things about me in public that I don't approve of. And sometimes I don't know. People from the team will come and say, don't mess with this dude, because even if we cool today, like Brother Law, if we cool today and you go behind my back 2 days later and make a video and you do it all the time, it's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can have their gripes and move on. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, JJ, I'm glad you out, brother. I'm glad to see you're out. Peace and love to you. Everybody can have their gripes and move on.
But the difference is this, though, brother. Since you want to add my name into it, hold on, Garfield. Hold on, Garfield.
You got to mute your TV in the background or something, bro.
Mute your TV, brother Law.
Brother Law, mute your background. Brother Law, mute your background.
Get some headphones, man.
All right. But before Brother Law, you good? Go ahead, brother. Say what you got to say, brother. Brother Law, the floor is yours, brother.
Since you wanted to mention my name, Garfield.
I was giving an example, hypothetical.
No. I understand it. The difference is me. The difference is this, brother. I'm an outsider. I don't perceive myself to be a scholar. I perceive myself as being a student. So I can give an insight of interjection towards certain things that certain people say or certain things that certain people do. Thunder, huff and puff. Do what you do, Thunder, because this is what you do, Thunder. I know.
No. I'm not having a problem at you. I got my phone.
But what I've learned within the conscious realm of the conscious community is to sit back, analyze, and watch. Prime example, what previously in the conversation in this chat, on this live feed that we was having the conversation, Garfield, we was talking about. Goofy is goofy. Real life shit is real life shit. We're not talking about Horus. We're not talking about the Prophet Muhammad. We're not talking about Yahweh, Egypt, none of that. But nobody don't want to address the elephant in the room, and I'm respectful of that.
What's the elephant in the room?
Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, DMG. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But
it's not an elephant. It's past and
I get what he's saying. You see, a lot of people don't realize that. Remember when it just came out about the whole debate, right? Everybody was on the whole thing that Garfield ran, right? But for those who are smart, you got to ask yourself, how can somebody run from a debate when there's no link even for the debate?
Hey, Garfield. Hey, just give me.
When y'all want to move,
give me
Stupid.
I bought the debate. I bought the debate. So real quick. I bought the debate, went to the link on time, and you couldn't get it.
So did I. All right. So, brother, listen, brother.
No, bro. You said what you had to say.
Hold on, DMG. Hold on, DMG. Let him finish. I want Brother Law to say this one point.
No, hold on. You can say whatever you got to say when I get done, bro. So
yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. I apologize, brother.
If you go to a link when you made a purchase for something and ain't nothing happening at the time that you where it was supposed to happen, and you paid your money, and you come back hour upon hour and nothing is still happening. So what are you as the customer, what are you supposed to think? So what I'm trying to figure out is how is all this onus on Garfield when he wasn't the person who was putting the debate on? How is he getting so much heat when he wasn't the person who was putting this event on? Like, I feel like people kind of slow when it comes to this thing. If they told Garfield be ready at a specific time and the goddamn link wasn't even ready for the event, what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to hinge his day and stop his entire life for a mistake that was made by somebody else? Like this shit is silly to me. We adults. So all that stuff is capped to me. If you a grown person and you handle your business, ain't no way that you trying to put that on Garfield. If Garfield was running it, then you put the blame on him. But he wasn't responsible for that. Everybody who bought that thing hit the link at the time it was supposed to go on, and nothing happened. I was getting hit up by all kinds of people just because I've been on a particular show.
Hold on.
Like,
DMG, did you hit the link at 1 o'clock, brother?
Yes, sir.
I did too. At 2 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Did you hit the link at 3?
Absolutely.
Where you think Garfield was at 4 o'clock? When you
right where you at now.
All right. Well, Garfield was running. But anyway, I'm gonna move on from that. Brother-in-law, say what you got to say. Hold on, DMG. Brother-in-law, say your last point. 20 seconds. Go ahead, bro.
As y'all Caribbean people, as yourself is Garfield and Stu Peas, how Caribbean say, when you want to move like you're bright, you're bright.
He's stupid.
So when you want to move like you're bright, you be bomber clad bright.
Oh man, Scoopy's, what's your beef with DMG now? Go ahead, man. Let me
No.
let the kid out.
I don't have any beef. I don't have any beef
Not
with
you,
anybody.
I'm talking Thunder. I'm sorry, Thunder.
Oh, I got no beef. That's my man's. He got a beef with me over Egypt and being black.
I ain't got no beef.
Yes, you do, man. You done brought it up 3 or 4 times. You might as well just get off the
I ain't got no beef with you, man. I just want to know.
All right. So, do you concede
black men belong in
So
jail?
you said it wasn't no. So, do you concede that it was no damn black people in no damn Egypt?
Oh my God, are you serious, man?
Would you get out of here with that, Joe?
I'm about to call DLS, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Thunder. Are we talking about ancient? We talking about ancient Egypt?
Hold on a second. Hold on, DMG. Hold on.
Garfield, can we put this debate together, man?
Please. Yo, but can I ask you a question, Thunder?
What's up?
Do you know who was the last black pharaoh of Egypt?
I don't give a fuck.
Of the Tim dynasty.
In
the last black pharaoh of Egypt. Can you look him up? You like Googling. His name is Nectanebo. Look him up, please.
Why?
I'm just trying to figure out.
I just want you to see something. Look it up.
Hey,
because you need to study history. You talk too much and you don't know history.
Can I put something forward to everybody?
Let me ask you one question.
Can I just put one proposal to everybody? I don't think we're connected to the old dynasty Egyptians. I don't think we're connected to the first Egyptians.
I agree.
We're connected to the Middle Egyptians. I don't think we're connected to the New Kingdom Egyptians. I don't think we're connected to any Egyptians. All I'm saying is we have turned Egypt. We have turned the topic of Egypt, the topic of Pan-Africanism. We have turned the topic of conspiracy theories and have made them the new Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Because we've become dogmatic when it comes to these issues. You can't, if somebody come to me right now and say the Egyptians weren't black, I say, you know what, bro? If that's how you feel, hey, that's how you feel. I'm not fighting that no more. That's done with. I'm not fighting a conspiracy theory that the guy Hamlin that was hit from Buffalo is not really the guy that we're seeing. It's a clone. And he's responding to the person saying, you really think I'm a clone, while he's live. And the person still teaches that he's a clone. I'm not responding to conspiracy theories like that. That is dumb. Shout out to Zaza Ali, because you have now been X'd out of my life. I don't even want to follow you on Instagram. You have become one of the craziest people on earth.
She's still fine, though. She's
now,
fine, though.
I don't care anymore. I don't care. I used to care about being. As a matter of fact, them pictures I got with you, I'm gonna delete them tonight just for GP. And then the third thing is Pan-Africanism. The way we talk about Pan-Africanism, and I'm gonna be honest, everybody in the chat supports Pan-Africanism. There's not one person, but hold on, Thunder. Not one person don't support the idea of all black people uniting and coming together and so forth. The issue is it a reality? You are lying yourself.
But ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
Hold on. And by the way, Pan-Africanism is not just black people uniting. There's several steps to Pan-Africanism.
Thank you for saying that, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, it has evolved over the years. So pardon me for that. But I'm talking on the onset of having African nations, ladies and gentlemen, uniting. I know I love Garvey. He's from Jamaica. I'm proud of my Jamaican brother. But no, it was a fool's goal. It was fool's gold. There's no way in history, no time in history, Africans have ever united on one cause completely throughout history. It never, ever happened. It's just like Nat Turner on the plantation, right? Nat Turner want to run away and defeat the slave master. You had people on the same plantation working for the devil at the time, which would be the slave master. They were working for him and informing on what Nat Turner is doing. They could even unite on leaving the man that is mistreating them. So how in a small example,
microcosm,
yeah, small size, that couldn't happen. Garfield talked about 100 man and woman team, and I could show you guys the emails. Right? I got emails from probably 25 or 27 different states, and I would marginalize them in the Daggersquad 1 email. And you had people, but everybody is not going to unite and come together on one cause. Even if somebody assassinate, say for example, somebody assassinate anybody we know, we still not going to unite on that. We're not going to unite on any. If we can't even unite on reparations, you got people who are Black Africans who are ADOS and FBA who is against reparations. And I'm saying to myself, if you can't unite on reparations, who wouldn't want reparations for African Americans? Who wouldn't want for ADOS and FBA and all these people to get out?
Martin and Malcolm, don't forget that.
I'm gonna stop because I'm about to lose my voice. But I'm gonna say this to everybody. If we can't unite, use African Americans as an example. If you can't unite as a group and say, I support reparations, why would Pan-Africanism work? That's just my sample right here. Because everybody should want reparations who are African, ADOS or FBA. Everybody should want that. There's no, like, even if I have a personal feeling about it, I'm like, I'm against that. I would keep it to myself. You must unite based on reparations that it's owed. You have to agree with that. That's the code. You have to. So for people to say, I'm against ADOS or FBA, you might be against the leadership, but the principle of reparations is owed to African Americans or ADOS and FBA. Now, moving forward, if Black people can't unite on that, why would they unite on Pan-Africanism? And I'm going to mute my mic.
I mean, I think you can say Black people haven't united on it. I don't think it's impossible that it can happen. I mean, but yeah, we have.
No, stop right there.
Yeah, I mean, but we got to start.
Hold on. Is it possible for Jesus to come out the sky, brother?
No, what the hell are you talking about, nigga? This Cujo, nigga. I don't think about.
I know that, but Cujo, why you tell me it's
Garfield, you
possible?
stupid.
What is possible, bro?
Huh?
Are you saying all Black people could unite?
No, I think it's a possibility, like all Black people. Yeah, I mean, seriously, we have to think about it. No one. Hey, look, wait a minute. I mean, keep laughing, but can I answer your question? Can I answer your question, brother? Can I answer your question?
Go ahead, though. Speak your mind.
Right, okay, so I understand how it looks. I understand, what we're up against. I understand all that, but you didn't have any idea of a pan-Europe, pan-Europa. You had nothing like that. The Romans wouldn't have been able to conceive it, and they tried to do it, but it looked impossible to them, completely impossible to them to have some type of pan-Europa. But lo and behold, 1,400 years later, we're living in a pan-Europa now. So to say that it can't happen just because it hasn't happened is a bit much. I do think that it's a tall order. I agree with that. However, I mean, we have to try. I mean, we got to put forth the effort. We can't look at it and be like, well, we can't do this because it hasn't happened.
Okay.
Let me respond to him, please.
Cujo, I'm sorry, Thunder, I didn't mean to cut you off. Cujo, would you agree that we don't even have a sample size to show an example of Pan-Africanism?
I don't think we are even a we insofar as Black people in this country. I don't think we exist.
No, if we're not a we, you say it's possible. That don't mean that those two.
Right, but your whole conversation just fell apart, bro.
No, we have to develop into a we. It's work, bro. We have to work to become a we. We have to work to become a body politic. That's just not overnight, and it's not automatic.
Well, all right. Cujo, do you live in America, brother? Do you live in America?
No doubt. Big up Virginia, nigga. Ask about me, nigga. Richmond.
All right. My brother. I won't use
That's
the
right.
word. But watch
this.
Watch
all day.
Watch this. Watch this. Do you in your everyday reality, what is more realistic to happen? The police beating a Black man or Black people uniting in Virginia?
That's extremely different. That's extremely different. We're talking about something that happens every day as opposed to something that's never happened.
All right, Cujo.
But hold on, though. We're talking about possibilities. Hold on 1 second.
The possibility is police will whoop I got my ass whooped by the police before, twice, but I've never been united with Black people. So I roll with that.
Glad to see that you're alive.
Yeah, I'm glad
That's the
too,
first
nigga.
thing. I'm glad to see
Yeah,
that
I got
you are
beat up.
alive.
I got beat up twice.
I'm
Pretty
glad to
bad
see
one.
you're alive.
Yeah.
Now
thank
watch
you.
this. Watch this, family. If California gets reparations, would you push for it in your state, Garfield? Who remembers when I used to do my morning show? We used to call the actual senators and the congressmen and say push reparations. Who remembers that?
I was there.
Who remembers Garfield doing that? Was Garfield looking to benefit from it? No, had nothing to do with me. I just said that reparations is owed to black people and they should get it. So I said, let me play my part. And we was calling these white senators and congressmen, brother Law, on the phone and saying, why you ain't vote for reparations? And it was like, what state you're from? What's your zip code? They would ask you your zip code to see if you're you're one of their constituents. And I didn't know the zip code, so they would hang up on me. People don't remember this. People don't remember this.
Hey,
but the issue is, I tell everybody the solution is 100 man and woman, small groups. Big groups don't work. Just like you have a YouTube channel. Garfield will get 200, 350 people live every now and then, probably even 4 or 450. The issue is, are the people who are listening to Garfield paying attention to what he's saying, or are they just here for entertainment? You see, so are you getting the message? Are you getting the information? Or are you just here to watch what Garfield's about to say? So you can go back and say, let's do a show about this. Garfield said this. Just like today, right? I said Asar is a foreign deity, and Asar Imhotep, we'll talk about it. Watch the YouTube world tomorrow and days after start bringing it up now. All of a sudden, because Garfield bring it up. I'm a trendsetter, and it's the truth. They won't admit it, but they build shows off of what I talk about. And it's just the truth. It's facts. But anyway, let me get Thunder. I'll cut them off like 5 times. But to the brother, Trident Finder, our sister, I would support whatever state I'm in, whether it's Florida, Georgia, or New York. I will support what you call it, reparations.
All right, cool, Joe, man. You would have to do a lot to make that happen. First, you would have to get rid of the Abraham. I mean, you would have to get rid of religion as a whole, man. You wouldn't have no choice. Muslims and Christians, they make up a huge part of the black community, and there's no way that they can walk together in unity, man. There ain't no way. You can't feed.
You're basing that on what? So Muslims and Christians have never walked together?
No, Nick. Okay.
No, they have.
Yes,
No, they have. That's
they have.
they have.
They really have.
Let me
In
say it again.
the Ottoman Empire, they have.
Let me say
They
it
work
again.
together. They work together.
Thunder, y'all. Hold on one second. Let's get Thunder. Let him get everything out.
Yeah, let me say it again.
All right. Then we could go.
There's no way to get every Christian and every Muslim in this country to unite. And you're saying based on what I just said, there are biblical verses that forbid that unity. Now you could have some people who would look past that or ignore that, but there are what is that that joint in the surah? I mean in the Torah. What's that joint about don't be friends? What did it say, Garfield?
Yeah, no one really cares about Jews in real life, though. I mean, that means nothing what's in the Torah.
What that joint in the Torah that say don't be friends with the Christians or something?
The Edomites don't. What are you talking about? With the Edomite stuff, or what?
No, in the Quran.
On the Quran, I don't know. Don't be friends with the I forgot what it's called. I know
what it say.
I used to be a Muslim. I used to be a Muslim. So yeah,
look.
Okay,
yeah, I'm aware of that.
All right, yeah. So there also in the Bible, you can't worship, but you can't have two masters. I mean,
yeah, I mean, but you're ignoring historic
together except you would agree. Hold on, brother. I let you finish. How can you walk together except you agree? I'm trying to get all the Bible verses that would be used as a separation between Christians and everybody else. That's the point. So I think that would be a obstacle. Then you have you have the just the social aspect. Could Bloods walk together with Crips? Can Vice Lords walk together with Gangster Disciples? Can the Omegas get walk together with the Kappas? Can the AKAs can they walk together with the Deltas? Blah blah. It's so many things dividing us, man. That's my whole point is it would be, I think you would have to get rid of those sort of organizations and everything that's dividing us, and then at that point you can
Yeah, I mean, but then you
I mean,
got.
I can
All
understand
right,
how
let me
improbable
ask
it
a
is.
question. Let me
I
ask
can
one
understand
question.
how
Let me
improbable
ask
it
one
is.
question.
Hold on,
Let
don't
me
ask the
real quick.
question. Kyle about to say something.
Hold on, Simple. 1 second, family. Let Kojo respond to that. Then I got Kwame just coming in. He's gonna go after Kyle and Sabio. Well, go ahead, Kojo, respond to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, big up Virginia. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that all sounds good. We can point out the problems and why it can't happen, but the bottom line is it has happened over history. The bottom line is we exist now because Rome became Rome. You know, Rome took over the ideology from an ideological standpoint. Rome took over all of North Africa and Europe. Rome produced Christianity and Islam. Rome is responsible for the way we look at the world now. So, I mean, yeah, you could say that. We could say what can't happen, but the bottom line is historically it has happened. It
What
has
has
happened.
happened? What are you talking about has happened?
It has happened when people have
What has happened?
It has happened when people have various beliefs, various different beliefs, who were in time molded into one belief. It took quite a while. And my example was Rome. My example is
I'm talking
Christianity.
about African
No,
Americans. You're
no, no,
talking
no,
about
no,
Rome,
no. I'm
brother.
giving you an historic example. African Americans are just human beings. I'm giving you an historic example where it did happen. You're saying it can't happen because it doesn't make sense to you. I'm
How
giving you
many
historic
religions was in
examples where
Rome
it
at the
did
time?
happen.
Say
At the
Rome
time,
started
you had
Christianity though.
Mithraism, you had Zoroastrianism, you had all types of religions in Rome. You
My,
had all
my, my
types,
brother,
but it
my brother,
How
became a
many?
Christian place.
So,
It
my
did.
brother, you say Rome started Christianity?
Rome started Christianity? No,
Is that what
Christianity was started before Rome. Rome used Christianity.
okay.
All right. I
Gotcha,
mean,
gotcha.
stop trying to look for faults in what I'm saying
I
and
No,
agree.
think
no, no.
about what I said.
I wasn't looking for faults. I was
No,
looking for clarity.
I know that Rome didn't start. I mean, I think
Brother,
that like perhaps
I
you
was
would have
just
known me
getting
well enough
clarity.
to know that.
I'm not fighting with you. I was just making sure that
Yeah,
I was just asking.
let's keep
Go
it
ahead,
extra
Kyle.
funky. Nah, nigga, we can talk about Rome all day. I mean, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm a historian in real life. This
I
not
didn't know.
something.
I didn't
This
know
something
we
I
could
do for fun. This
ask
not something I
questions.
do
Like
to
Hold
if
on,
you
promote.
hold on, man. Why are we
you can't
going?
be asked questions. I don't know what the hell going on.
Hold on a second. Calm down.
Go ahead,
Everybody calm down.
Kyle.
Kyle, go ahead, Kyle.
okay, cool. Thank you, sir. And peace to everybody on the panel that came in new. Peace to you, Thunder.
What's up, Kyle?
That's happening, man.
Yeah, man. What's up?
And cooling. But I think that
Space,
I think Thunder knows best because we had this conversation a couple of days ago.
Oh man.
I personally do not believe that there is ever going to be some type of black unity or black consciousness that's going to be shared for the simple reason is that we have diversity of people. You know, like when you look at Africa didn't have one set paradigm, and I think it's ridiculous to believe that all African Americans are going to be under the same paradigm in 2023 and 24 going forward. I think that's it's a lofty dream to say the least, right? The main reason is because like I'm just gonna be honest with you, like the people who I'm associated with now, like I'm not socially in the same social circle as the people as other people. I'm not in the same social circle as the people who I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the same. I'm a different individual, and you're gonna have that breaking off. You have like I think Atlanta has taught me that as it's a clear example of it.
Clear.
And I for a lot of people who don't live in predominantly African American communities, y'all look at this, y'all have this utopia idea of kumbaya, but me living in a predominantly black city, it's completely obvious that all black people ain't gonna get along. We're not gonna be on the same page. We're gonna divide ourselves into different social classes and social statuses. We're gonna have these organizations. These are the same thing that happened through tribalism. tribalism it prevents you from being united because you have your own culture, you have your own identity, you have your own values, you have all these things that you develop, and we're acting as if everybody's gonna have the same values, bro. What we have to do is connect with who you're gonna connect with, master your level of Africanness, and hope and pray that the person that's above you or below you in your social status and classes can identify with you and see your struggle. But that's it though, bro. Like everything else is just ridiculous. And another thing that we're doing is we're not moving movements to the 21st century. They're all antiquated. They're all based on socialism. We do not live in a socialistic environment whatsoever. We all understand that. But all the movements based on Pan-Africanism, Hebrew Israelitism, Moorish Scientism, whatever the isms that we are, they're antiquated and they're based on socialistic mind state, which is going to have you in a position of weakness because we're in a capitalistic society. And for some reason, we refuse to identify and understand that. But go ahead. That's my 2 cents.
Hey, let me ask y'all something, man.
Yo, it was on me real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
You know, that was well said, Kyle, and a lot of the points you have been said, and I've been stressing for a while. We need to move past these antiquated, outdated, outmoded ideas and modes of thinking, and move into the 21st century way of thinking. There was some things just mentioned about unity and things like that, and how religions united and things like that, and misinterpreted and things like that. What we have to do is that we have to understand that when people come together under religious ideas, especially these Abrahamic faiths, they all have a direct connection to some supreme deity that they just look at differently. So there was a time when the people of the book did teach the Christians, the people of the book did teach the Muslims and Jews about the book. I did a show on that. You can check it out, Thunder, if you want to. There's sources on there from the surahs and all that, as you was just mentioning. Morpheus was on there with me also. But besides that, if we start actually allowing these people in these places to actually be what they were and say what they were saying, then we can actually start using history to help us move forward. As Reggie said earlier, you know, that's what history is supposed to help us do. It's supposed to help us look back at the things that happened so we don't make the same mistakes. And we're continuing to make the same mistakes of the past. And we haven't actually learned.
So two things. Just like in the here in the United States and in other countries, whether it's the UK, Canada, wherever, where they have different religious ideologies and they make they systems of government work. Is it a fairy tale? Is it a reach or a stretch for people to believe that Black people could unite under one banner, even with they different religious ideologies, different philosophies and beliefs? Or is it a situation where they feel like everybody feel like they got to be thinking and believing in the same thing? All right. And then second, this for Garfield. Your rival Leandre wanted to know. He came in late, so he texted and said, "What scholars did you have going in? Where you gonna go back over there before we get off?"
Oh, I got. Okay, let me go over the list real quick.
But Garfield, if you can, I wanted the brothers. I just wanted to throw that at you because I know that's what we was previewing.
So if you have I think Kaya brought up socialism. Right? If you have some sort of communist dictatorship, something going on where you can like China, let's just say China, right? When you have a religionless society or they under one thing, one umbrella, then yeah, you have a better chance of doing. That was my whole point. In America, that ain't good. You have too much freedom to unify. You can't unify because you got so much freedom to not do what everybody else is doing. Like, okay, how can if
I
all
kind
the
of see
black,
that. I feel that
Hold on,
because
hold
we
on,
think we have options.
Kojo, hold on 1 second, beloved. Let me get proper perspective because he wanted to bring a perspective about the verse that we talked about earlier. Go ahead, brother. I know you've been waiting for a minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Peace and love to you. What state are you in, by the way?
Peace to everybody. I'm in Virginia.
Oh
Shout
man,
out to
y'all
Cujo.
Virginia, that
I hope
Turner
you
dude's crazy, man. That Turner family.
definitely, most definitely. Well, I did have something about the Quran, but I also wanted to ask like maybe a rhetorical question. Like I hear this a lot when the conversation is about Pan-Africanism or stuff like that. Yeah, it's a lofty goal, it's very difficult. But people are always saying you ain't gonna never get everybody on the same page. My question is, why do we always jump to the everybody? And what I mean is like we live in just in America itself. There's no nation that doesn't have a multiplicity of schools of thought, but nations still exist. There's no nation that doesn't have rivalry amongst those schools of thought. You got Republicans and Democrats who politically they hate each other. It could be all smokescreen, and that's fine. But politically, on the surface, they can't stand each other's ideologies. But they elect people to go into these offices, and sooner or later, some stuff gets worked out. Like somebody else said, I pay taxes, I vote, and it's gonna make a difference in my local community, even if it doesn't necessarily make a change on the national level. So if you can have a country, and like there's all countries are like this, all nations are like this, where you have leaders, you have elected officials, you have a governing body, and you have people who fall on one side or the other, but they still all come together and say at the end of the day, there are certain things that still have to be done. But when we bring up Pan-Africanism, if we can't get everybody on the same boat, there's no need of even thinking about it, discussing it, trying it, considering it. It just throw it away because you can't get everybody on the boat. But there's no nation where everybody's on the same boat. There's no community. Even the Jews, as tight-knit as they are, the so-called Jews, the whatever, as tight-knit as they are, they have factions and divisions, and there's plenty of things that they argue about amongst themselves. But they know no matter how you got practicing Jews, you got non-practicing Jews, you got the Hasidics and all this other stuff, they don't necessarily get along at all times. But they got a list, they got a protocol. But when it comes to A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, we all stand together. And as long as those aren't on the table, they go about their business and they do whatever. And sometimes they like each other and sometimes they don't. And I'm like, again, not whether you think it was a good thing or a bad thing. When Farrakhan did the Million Man March, both of them, you think it was only Muslims or you think it was only Nation of Islam people that said, okay, I'm coming? It may have been a small thing. It may have had very little impact as far as major longevity, but it's still an example of Black people from all walks of life hearing a call and saying, okay, we'll set aside our differences. There were Muslims, there were Jews, there were atheists. Everybody was like, okay, I'm coming, I'm gonna do it. It's a small thing.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about the Million Man March? The coaches for the Denver team and the other team that was playing asked the Black players if they wanted the night off. Did y'all know that? For the Million Man March, because it was on a Monday. It was the same day as Monday Night Football, October 16, 1995. I think it was a Monday. And they had Monday Night Football. And he asked the players, do y'all want to take the night off? But 90% of the players was Black. So the game wouldn't have played if the Black players took off. But it was definitely, I was there, and it definitely was a show of some sort of unity, I will say. But again, we couldn't, you see, the reason why the Million Man March couldn't get the after effect that it should have gotten, because people are waiting for a pie in the sky. So when they saw this, they're like, oh, is this the time of the apocalypse? Or is somebody going to come down and defeat white supremacy? They don't want to put the work in. This is different than the brothers and sisters from the 50s. When I watch movies about the 50s and the 60s and black folks during when it was no integration, it seems like there was more of a cohesion with blackness than it is after segregation was over. It seems like even the brother in the 1800s that was about to remember when John Brown had the Boston Tea Party, you had the black brother who had united from the Sons and Daughters group, who had united thousands of black people before blacks became free. They were going to start a revolution, an actual war. And John Brown, by him going to war and doing all that stuff at the white guy doing all that stuff in Boston, it messed up the whole revolution. But eventually we were free and whatever. But the black folks were fed up and they were able to unite on a common cause. We need to be free. That cause doesn't exist now because we have this illusion of being completely free. So what are we uniting for? Because we're in an integrated society and we accepted it. So now we're fighting. But what are you really fighting for? This is why Pan-Africanism can't work. Because you're not in Garvey's time with segregation. There's no white man is the devil reversing black inferior talk or Dr. Ben saying, hey, look what black people did in Egypt. All of that was to get the black inferiority mindset out of us. But now that we're integrated, we have lost all of that. We don't have that same cause no more.
Hey, Shemus,
Can I respond to the brother too?
Let me hear brother proper perspective if he disagree or whatever. Want to hear? Let's hear him for 30 seconds and then we get to Thunder. Go ahead, brother.
You still hear me? I mean, I understand you. I get what you're saying, but the reason I disagree is like, okay, you said there's no pie in the sky thing. So it was already mentioned about reparations. Now, again, I go back to the idea of not having everybody on board. So if you have the majority, which is essentially what this country is already like set up for anyhow, everything rides off the majority. So if you get 51% of black people that says yes on whatever the topic is, then boom, you move forward. That's all the unity that you need.
Yeah, but that would require 51% of black people to be socially and financially aligned, and that's not the case. And I think one thing that we're overlooking is that the fact is these movements are based on segregation and enslavement, but we are free in well, whatever, however you want to take that word, right? You know what I'm saying? You're free to make and make decisions in your own life. And in the decisions that we're not making smart financial and career decisions. Those are the things that's going to help us become where we want to be, because it sounds as if black people have this idea of freedom being attached to finances, where we can financially have freedom nowadays, because there is no constraints on you because you're black or white. Because I've never received that. You know, I'm from Alabama. I live in Georgia. I've never been turned down for basic human rights because of my color, because we fought past that and we got past that. And after that happens, there is a requirement of the free individual to have the best life possible. And the people who typically that I hear are preaching Pan-Africanism don't necessarily preach or teach the mechanism that gets you to that next step. And I was part of the movement, the front line, all that, like whatever we want to talk about with protests. I've done that myself, but I had to realize that that is not what changes black Americans. What changes black Americans is intelligence and his ability to be upward mobile in a society that is capitalistic. That's the thing that changes, and we refuse. We keep bringing the conversation back to uniting. If I unite, let's say we all unite. I'm gonna ask y'all again. We all take your idea, brother, and we all become RBG, and we all become Garvey Ice. That ain't gonna change a damn thing. Nothing's gonna change. The thing that changes is our individual efforts to move ourselves upward in the system of capitalism, and we have to accept that, and we refuse to it for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why we don't want to do anything, and this is why I compare the Pan-Africanism to Hebrew Israelitism because you're both looking for a savior or a messiah to do the things that you are required to do to upward move yourself. And I rest. Okay.
You
All
know
right.
what?
Hey,
You know
hold on.
what, Kyle? I
Hold
think
on.
we're looking for a
Hold on, bro.
cause.
Hey, Kyle, you let me down, man. You left something out, bro. I'm gonna let
What I
you.
leave out?
You left out the programs that you're trying to get everybody into. You ain't
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah. There you go. Yeah. So STEM programs. We gotta become active in not even STEAM, science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and mathematics. We gotta have financial literacy. We have to understand that in order to be in that top percentage of people that we desire to be, we have to be active in those fields. And it's not gonna come by saying, hey, I want to be. You have to actually do something. This is not Christian religion. This is not Islam. You can't pray about it. And
But
no
Kyle,
about it.
Kyle,
You know what I'm saying?
Kyle, let me ask you a question,
Hold
please.
on,
Kyle,
Stupid, hold on. You know another thing too we got to realize, and when he talked about the opportunities to work with coding and all that stuff, right? It's a way how to put you and your family in a different tax bracket. And I think what happened is, for some reason, and I guess it's because of, I'm not trying to blame Christianity. Blessed are the poor in spirit, because they shall inherit the earth. It seems like we've been walking with that mindset in our, not poor in spirit in the sense of spirit, but poor as far as being poor, like it's a curse that we're under for being poor and broke. And I think that mentality is carrying on forever. Like it's okay to be broke. No, it's not okay to be broke and have 4 kids to take care of. It's not okay to be broke at all. You see, that's the thing. That's the problem. But go ahead, Stupies.
but Garfield and Kyle, doesn't scientific literacy run counterintuitive to Pan-Africanism? You cannot be scientifically literate and believe in Pan-Africanism. You cannot. It runs counterproductive.
Okay,
Scientific literacy.
you gotta explain that now.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
losing.
go ahead and explain
All
that
right.
one. I'm
You
over here
tripping,
kind of
bro.
Scientific
confused.
literacy, dealing with STEM, it's an integrated thing. You take science, and the first thing that science tell you that Uncle push every day since the Egypt thing is that black is a social construct. That's what scientific literacy tell you. That's a tenet on which it is built. That black is a social construct. That science don't operate in a vacuum. That you need other aspect of it. Just as you need maths, you need biology, you need chemistry, you need physics, you need coding. You need everything to strive in this world. And there's no one group where that want to be black people, Indians in India, or British people or American persons who can sit at the top of the totem pole without working with other people or without integrating with other people. So Pan-Africanism and scientific literacy is counterintuitive to each other. So
All
which one
right.
you pushing?
Pan-Africanism, the idea that peoples of African descent have common interests and should be unified. All right. Pan-Africanism is a
Why?
worldwide movement that aims to encourage and strengthen the bonds of solidarity between all indigenous and diaspora peoples of African ancestry. All right. Cujo. What could foster this movement? This right here. What could foster this occurring? Encourage and strengthen the bonds of solidarity between all indigenous and diaspora peoples of African ancestry. What could foster that? Or anybody?
What could do what?
What could bring that about?
We need a universal adversary. If you need to bring people together, each of them must have a universal adversary, an adversary that is common to everybody, and that's the fastest way to bring people together. We don't want to be 9/11 when the Twin Towers were attacked. There was a universal adversary that brought Americans together.
Let me ask you
What is
this:
the adversary?
Did all the Jews in Germany did they all agree? Did they all they had an adversary? They had Hitler, right? Were they
Yeah.
all unified?
At that time, yes, during World War II. Well,
No, they were not.
the vast
No, they
majority.
were not.
That's the kind of
No,
the
they were not.
vast majority.
Okay, Stupides. Come on, man.
No, that's a stupid. Anybody who said no, the vast majority agreed,
Okay, I'll
and they
say
were unified at
51%.
that time.
I'll say that. I'll give you 51%.
But
I
that's the
would go
point.
90%.
I'll
But
give you
that's the
51%.
point. That's the point.
What's
That's
the
the
point?
point.
What's the point?
There were Jews who were on Hitler's side, but the vast
No, that's our
majority.
point. What is your point?
My point
That's not
is,
true.
all
That's
you
not
need
true.
for all you need for Pan-Africanism or anything. I put in the chat the fact that you're or not you, somebody else. The fact that if we call for black people, African people, however we want to label ourselves, if we say we need more of us in STEM, in STEAM, that's a Pan-Africanist call. That's a call to say we want more black people to get into those fields.
No, okay.
That's unity. That's asking. That's trying to figure out a way to get black people on the same page of education to better themselves in their community.
What about the black athletes? What about the black teachers? What about the black farmers? What about the black? Where they gonna go?
Nah, I think y'all missing what I'm saying.
I think he is missing what he's saying.
Anybody that says anybody that says
STEAM is divisive in itself, man.
Hey, hold on for one family. One mic, 1 second. I do have to put my son to sleep in like 23 minutes, and I don't want to be live while I'm trying to put him to sleep.
All right.
So, and we already did over 2 hours, right? I don't want to go too long. But I do want to say before I'm gonna let you guys talk individually and respond to this. Everybody's gonna get a chance to get 30 to 45 seconds to say their point so that everybody gets an opportunity. But before I go, I do want to say that I've already interviewed over 10 people or around 10 folks already, but these are some of the scholars that are actually going to be on the 20 for 20. Asar Imhotep, he's going to talk about, is Asar or Osiris an Egyptian deity, or is he a foreign deity? I got the Egyptologist Dr. Maggie Bryson. I got Dr. Edith Bruder, who wrote the book Jews in West Africa. I got, of course, Bruce Haynes, the brother from California. He's been on the last 2 years. He wrote the book Soul of Judaism. I have Vincent Coretta, who wrote about Ola Auda Equiano. I got Remy Iona. That was already done. That interview is done. He talked about the Igbo and the Jews and then being actually connected to the Jews of Israel. I got Yehanatan Demoda. I did 2 interviews, a part 1 and a part 2. I got maybe Jonathan Short might come back. Iher, who's been on the last 2 years. Dr. Josh Bowen, Derek Bennett, Dr. Richard Carrier. I did invite Jabari. He said he would come on with Dr. Carrier. I got a 3-panel with the pastors, Pastor Bennett, Brother Bereen, and Mike Holloway. We're going to have a 3 Christian panel going down. Magi might come on. We haven't confirmed the date. Brother Onquest is going to come on. Brother Reggie. Dr. Mayat is coming on. Dr. Cambone, tentative, not 100% yet. Chuck Morgan. Kip Davis, who is like a philologist. I got Gnostic Informant and Myth Vision. We're going to do a roundtable talk. We got Fred Hawthorne, aka Barbershop Conversations, talking about the assassination of Malcolm X, part 1, which Thunder is a part of, and we're going to do a part 2. I got David Litwa is already recorded, a brother from the Black Hebrew or from the Hebrew Israelite group of Israel. Anahim, he's based on Atlanta. He's also confirmed and already interviewed. So we got a bunch of scholars from all different walks of life, Hebrews. We got historians. We got all type of different people, and they're doing the damn thing. All right. Kyle, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I want to share my screen. Is it up, bro?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Right, hold on. This is what I'm gonna do because I have the screens. I have Kyle, then I have DMG, then I have Sabio, Stupies, Brother Law, Thunder, and then Proper Perspective, and then Cujo. So all right,
Okay.
so let's start with Kyle, and then let's go straight now.
Okay, I just want to reiterate what my point was, what I was saying. So when we have this movement, our idea of success is not based on reality, right? The reason why I mentioned STEM because it's such a budding field, and a lot of people It's very easy to get into. You don't have a lot of background and degrees. You can just get certifications, things of that sort to get in the field. And I have this stat up for a particular reason. This is the percentage of people in America that make over $100,000. It says only 15.5% of Americans make between 100,000 and 149,999 per year. Although this does not make up the largest percentage of Americans who do make up over 100K. So this is an opportunity to get into that field. But I also pulled this up to show you that African Americans are at 9%. This is where I was saying, like, so if it needs to be a representation of our makeup. So in America, we're like 14.9% of the population, and I think that should transfer over into different fields. We should be represented in these fields at 14.9% or almost 15%, just like the rest of the Americans are being represented. That's the reason why I brought that up, because a lot of people, we shy away from these fields. Now, being that I hope and wish that African Americans made up a larger percentage of these fields, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a Pan African, because I'm a Pan African American. I'm not necessarily looking for African involvement, because I take a community first approach to my ideology. I would much rather have the people in my neighborhood that surrounded me in my to change our tax bracket. And if we do that on micro levels, it becomes a macro change. And that's the thing that we have to understand, that we live in a community-based environment. Me connecting with a brother, and y'all all good brothers, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not in Atlanta, Georgia, in my neighborhood, it's not beneficial to me financially. It's not going to help me get my kids in a better school system. It's not going to help me protect them. It is definitely not going to allow me to reach these lofty goals. But the people who are around me, these kids that are in my neighborhood, because we go do Feed the Homeless Drive, I'm participating in the Hope program at the King Center. I've done all of these things. We go down to Hurt Park. We feed the homeless down there with Equilibrium 360. I do what I need to do, but that doesn't mean that I'm unrealistic. And well, I'm not going to be unrealistic and believe that all people are going to agree, because we have a little small network, and then we all establish our small networks and become successful in ourselves. That's where that change comes from, because white people don't have these conversations about let's all unite, because they just do what needs to be done. And I don't know, man. I don't see the point. I just can't see the point. And no one has showed me or been able to articulate what would be the benefit of becoming Pan-African outside of just saying I'm Pan-African and having that pride. It's good to have that pride. I'm cool. I'm the blackest black person that you're gonna ever meet. But I understand that that's not gonna do anything to affect my life. And we got to get to the point where we understand what actually is the mechanism for that change. The mechanism is more important than the motivation. And I want to stress that.
All right. Hey, DMG, you up, brother?
All right. So, and this is why I studied Black existentialist philosophers, because just like Franz Fanon said, this is the issue with our people. The black individual and the black collective suffers from what Fanon describes as an existential deviation, whereas the result of the removal of language and culture of origin, the black individual and the black collective have had to simultaneously define and redefine identity, culture, and existence. And so that's how we get the Moors, the NOI, the Black Hebrew Israelites, people, we the real Indians, and we the real Jew, all of these different things. And you form all of these different substitute cultures because you having to constantly redefine these things. And so I just feel like we have to accept people for who they are, what they believe, and put that aside and understand that whatever we get done for ourselves as individuals and whatever we get done for ourselves as a collective, we have to do it independent of what we believe. At what we believe is irrelevant. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you're a Hebrew. I don't care if you do Kemet or if you're an atheist. You have to get done what you have to get done. Period. Ain't nobody gonna feed your kids but you.
All right, thank you, bro. Sabio, you up, Sabio?
Yo, what up? I just want to say what everybody just said was right on, right on point. And when he brought up who he was just reading, DMG, I was over here quoting it in my head, and it takes me back to the idea of double consciousness, which is actually where he built off of when he came with his theory. And it's interesting that these ways of thought are still prominent from those days, from those times. We can still adhere to those, but we don't want to focus on what Stupi said earlier, the common enemy that we need and the things that we need to address. We see the things that have continued to happen, and they're continuing to happen. And why are they continuing to happen? Because we haven't done the things that we need to do, and that's address the laws and the rules that have been set up to govern this country, and specifically our people. So everything that we're saying, people actually need to get deeper into the history of the country and the laws, and start trying to tear the laws down of the country, and stop dancing and playing and acting like we're going to come together
All right,
under anything but that.
All right, thank you, my brother. Stupies, you up, brother?
Me up? Yeah, this is what I'm going to say. Pan-Africanism is a nice thought. It is nice. But listen, we as black people never get along. We have never gotten along. Even now in today's culture, let's be honest. When you're in the neighborhood, it's not every black person is your brother.
There you go.
All right, thank you. Thunder, you're up.
Yeah, that was good. Man, I really don't need to add to that. That was pretty much that was it, man. We hate each other, man. Black people hate each other.
And thank you, Garfield, for continue to do doing what you do. You are appreciated.
Hold on, Kojo.
Who are you talking to?
We're not there yet, brother. We're gonna get to you. You
I'm
last.
sorry.
We're gonna get to you in a second, brother.
Yeah, I think black people hate each other. That did not used to be the case. When you say go back to a time where we were united, I would say, yeah, it had to be pre civil rights movement, or like right in the civil rights movement, 40s, 50s, maybe a little small smidgen that 60s in there. That's where you would have to go. And you had a mostly Christian, everybody was mostly Christian. If not, damn near everybody was Christian. Wasn't no fraternities and all that stuff. I mean, it was just a lot, man. It wasn't a lot dividing us at that point. And then we did have that one common enemy. So, yeah, I will agree with Stu Peace in that regard. But even with that ain't the case now, man. And we too far gone, bro. We hate each other. We kill each other. We don't trust each other. We don't support each other. We talk bad about each other. We cuss each other out. We screw each other girls. I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to it, and we're at a place where the moral compass is disappearing more and more every day. And I think to kind of maybe put a stamp on it, like, what's the incentive in uniting? Like, what do we get out of it? I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's a lot too. That's a loaded question, and we can talk about that for 1,000 years and probably still not come up with anything. It's no reason for me to unite with anybody. I got my stocks. I got, I'm a cybersecurity. I'm in cybersecurity, man. Like I could maybe unite with Kyle because we're in the same type of field. you know. But other than that, you know, I can unite with Garfield. He's a entrepreneur. He has his own money, doing his own thing. Yeah, man, we at home all day. Yeah, so I could call that nigga. You know, shoot, man, we can talk all. You know what? I'm making money right here, bro. Y'all at work. But anyway, so yeah, that just more and more thing that divide us. You know what I'm saying? So that's it's too many divisions, man, and yes, that's a wrap.
And plus, you're 8 feet tall. Ain't nobody messing with you, Thunder.
Well,
Gotta mess with you. You only good for security, man.
Nah, man.
Let me get proper perspective. Go ahead, bro. You got a minute. Let's go. Get it in, my brother. Floor is yours. Everybody mute up. Go ahead, proper perspective. You unmute your mic, beloved. You're talking to yourself.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I don't need a minute, but all I'm gonna say is I think that I do think Pan-Africanism is important. I do think, however, that most people get it wrong as far as what it's supposed to be and what it does. And I will just to close out, I don't think, whether it's Pan-Africanism or anything else, I don't think that the rubric or setting the bar at we got to get everybody, I think that is an inappropriate, a wrong way to go. You know, and like, you know, there was some mentionings and we didn't really get into it, but like the idea that there were Jews that were helping Hitler, but the majority of Jews agreed that they got to do something about that. And the majority of Jews, even after that, the majority of Jews still work together to keep getting their reparations. There are Jews that would be like, that shit needs to stop. But the majority, 51% of them, will still say, nope, you need to keep cutting those checks. And so I think that is the appropriate standard. You figure out what your goal is. And for me, what Pan-Africanism is 51% of us voting yes or voting no based on what we call it, based on what we're looking for. So if the issue is reparations, then as long as we get 51% of the people saying Uncle Sam need to cut that check, that's Pan-Africanism, and then the check should start rolling. That's what I'll say. The bar should not be we got to get 100%, because that doesn't happen anywhere in any walk of life for any group of people. There's no nation on the earth that operates like we're not going to open up business unless we get 100% of the people to agree. In corporations, it's not 100% agreement. It's the people who are in charge and they make a ruling. That's all I'll say.
Thank you, beloved, and thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you for letting me in. Peace.
Yes, sir. Cool Joe.
Big up, Virginia. Thank you for allowing me on your platform. Big up and respect to you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you still doing this shit after all these years. You know what I'm saying? I recently purchased your book. I haven't gotten it yet. You know what I'm saying? I did it on GP, and I do expect it to be a pretty good read. The thing is, to be quite honest, we need to become a we. We're not a we. You know, we're just a collection of individuals. We've been allowed to live in this world at least since the civil rights movement. You know, since we figured it ended in 1964, which it didn't, but we assumed it did, and that led us into mainstream America, and we've become more and more individualistic since that point, and that's part of our problem as a people. We are not a people. We are not a we. And the last time we had real semblance, to be quite honest, is slavery. Because slavery, the majority of black people knew what fucking time it was. The majority of black people knew what was up with white people. All we wanted to do was goddamn get away from them and build up on our own. That was our goal at the time in emancipation. When you ask black people, if you look at the history, that's all we wanted. That's all we wanted. We didn't necessarily want to be part of their structure. We wanted our shit and wanted to be left alone. And that was the majority of us. But you had like segments that we might call the talented tenth now, who wanted to bring us into the mainstream. And that's what happened. That's really what happened. And in that, we lost solidarity. We have to develop solidarity, because we can say what we can't do, and some people are Christians and some people are Omega Psi Phi, whatever. That means nothing. All of that means nothing, because all of that shit developed in the last 150 years. We have to recognize recognize and realize our common history and our common heritage, so we can come together and become a people and become a we and have some type of solidarity, so we can form a body politic and do something about this shit. But thank you again. Big up, Virginia. Come to the Rick.
Cool. Hey, go ahead, Morpheus. You got a minute, brother. Morpheus. Can't hear you, bro. I don't know what's up with Morpheus' microphone. Why is he? He's right over here. Okay. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, peace and love, man. Thanks for tuning in. I haven't been live in a while, and to see that I got so much support, for the people coming out. We had over 230 watching at one point. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning
We
in.
got here before you go. When the 20 for 20 start, and what time will you be broadcasting the show? When does the 20 for 20 start, and at what time? Afternoon, evening, morning, when?
Yeah, it's gonna probably be like in the evening, like around 6 o'clock. I'll probably do it 5:36 for some
So
days.
when it's starting?
Monday. Starting Monday.
So every day at 6 o'clock, you'll be putting on a show?
Yeah.
Monday is what? Monday is the 7th?
Monday is the I'm not even sure. Whatever it is. Today's a Wednesday, right? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday is the 6th. All right.
Okay.
Or I might start tomorrow, depending on the mood I'm in. All right. So peace and love to y'all, man. This is Brother Brian. I'm out. Thank you for the support, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoy the 20 for 20. February 9th, I might do it live in the morning or afternoon, 2 o'clock with Jabari and Richard Carrier if Jabari is still on. He said he would, but who knows? Jabari is now a professor at Hunter College, so he might be too busy. So I don't know. All right, but that would be good. All right, peace and love to y'all, man. This Brother Garfield and I'm out. Peace.
We free. We free, y'all. We free.
Freedom!